of Toivoa. Specifically, you are down here in South Cove, where over the past several weeks you have managed to essentially supplant the leadership of the entire city by defeating Lady Ilmarrow in a challenge, and have made a deal with Regan Fang for him to step down from the leadership. That happened last week, and that's where we pick up as Regan Fang has stepped down, walked away, leaving our friend Ricard von Karth in charge of the city. Sir, what would you like to do?
Declare Taco
Oh
Tuesdays.
shit!
Oh shit!
What
Welcome
do
to
I
the
do?
leading the city.
Yeah, you're the dog that caught the tire, buddy.
I was thinking,
Yeah.
I was thinking about this week. I mean, we're not going to be able to just leave now and go do what we want to do. We have a
Oh,
whole
Charlie.
city to babysit.
Well, speak for yourself. Tessadinde is going to go, because going to take full advantage of the fact that we are immune to fear and poison for the next 20 hours and can drink on the king's tab.
Guess you need to. I guess you need to elect a council,
No, well,
right? You probably need some. You're probably going to have to. I guess give your mom and dad a title. Your mom's going to be the hand, right? Maybe.
probably a good
Yeah, I
idea.
suppose that title works. I mean, we do need to put them in charge first and foremost, but
Another good. You would probably want to speak to Fang's military. Well, I don't know how the military situation is in here, but you would need to speak to them, find out who their leader is.
Imagine
and,
the general is on the council or will be on the council.
and get them on your side to ensure a smooth transition of power.
Maybe ask
That's
to see the
probably
city
step
budget.
number one.
Because for all you know, the city is deep in the red, about to collapse, and both Fang and Ilmarrow feigned this whole thing to basically foist it off you so they could skedaddle out of town.
yeah, I think a lot of the details can be handled by Mom and Pop. But you guys are on the right track. We have many other things to deal with. I know Baggerdan is out there still, so
I think you're going to have to stay here for like a month. I mean, you're going to have to be seen in the city. You're going to have to walk the streets. You're going to have to, get everything up and running and let everybody know you are, in charge before you can actually hand it to your mom. I don't think you can hand it to your mom tomorrow.
Yeah, you need to be seen. You need to speak, like I said, you need to speak to the military, and you also need to speak to the people to let them know what's happened.
Yep. Yeah, I think so.
And then you need to stay for at least a short while to make sure there are no uprisings, which is entirely possible despite the legal transfer of power.
so you guys want me to stay here for a month while Baggerdan is out there?
He's been out there for several months.
I think you can leave the mom and pop. We can go. I mean, I'm not. I don't know.
I don't think it'll take a month.
Maybe not. But I don't know that you just hand it over to mom and dad and leave tomorrow. I mean, maybe you can. I just don't know if it works that way.
I think it depends on the public's reaction. Like I said, you need to give a speech. And that can be anytime, probably within the next 36 or so hours. But you need to gather the people and speak to them en masse. And depending on their reaction, if they view you as a hero, going forward and to save the region from Vagradon is a perfectly viable reason to leave the city running in the capable hands of your parents who literally have experience running this city. I think that could be
You can take credit for the Sturges too.
yeah, take credit for the Sturges, take credit for ending the demonic influence. I mean, that's another thing. Do you want to get rid of all the demons wandering the streets, or do you want to allow them to stay as long as they follow the law.
Well, I think Testu has the right of it on that, in that they've gotten used to this. So I think that taking that away from them might cause more of a disturbance.
People do react poorly to change in general.
So instead of making a big deal about the change, I mean, did people really care that it was Fang on the throne? All they cared about was that, well, the rules are strictly enforced in this place. So perhaps making it not a big deal, just a quiet announcement posted around town that going forward, the Von Kars have taken responsibility for South Cove. No policies or procedures are changed at this time.
That's a viable strategy.
I mean, it definitely seems like a more gradual change would be better for the area. But there is one thing that I would like to change immediately if I can.
You're in
That's
charge.
the name. This place is Karth to me, not South Cove.
That's interesting.
Is
Yeah.
that what it was called back in the day, 2,000 years ago? Karth?
Yeah.
Really? Huh.
Well, okay, how about this? And make a big deal about the defeat of the Sturges and that people still need to be careful going forward, but the threat should be eliminated by the end of the month or so. And then at the very bottom, oh, and by the way, the city will now be known as Karth.
That's entirely possible. Like I said,
Yeah.
I think the important thing is to speak to your military and then afterwards speak to the people in general. Should probably have a speech.
So, how does this sound like for a short order of things to do? Get Mom and Pop over here. Get them talking to people. We can talk to the military. And then we make use of that Heroes Feast and have a night out on the town. Maybe we can carouse with the people and see their reaction to something like this. Maybe indiscreetly somehow.
Yeah, if you want to talk to the people, that seems like the way to do it. Do it in disguise and try to read the metaphorical room. That's something you can. That seems like a wise course of action.
How are we feeling here on pardons for any actions to take place? Just asking
that
for a
mean?
friend.
What do you mean, Amer?
My existence is nearly illegal.
You know how hard he has to behave when he's in this town? Do you know how stressful that is for him?
You know how much I hate this place? There's a reason I didn't want to come here.
Look at him.
I accidentally touch people all the time. And by
Well,
accidentally, I mean I purposely do to steal their stuff.
Death penalties are off the table for just, touching somebody. It's just, the context is everything there.
I hate context. Emer's just kind of muttering to himself a little bit.
Oh, context is a spice of life, Amer.
Well, when
No,
you're dealing with
alcohol is the
entities,
spice of life.
yeah, but when you're dealing with entities that could rip your soul out with a touch, there's a reason that law's in place.
There's a few that want to already that are over there.
And, you can just make it illegal to rip people's souls out.
Can I have my soul back, please?
What do you think's a better idea? To, do like a coronation speech and then carouse with the people? Or carouse with the people tonight and then do a coronation speech tomorrow?
What if we carouse tonight in disguise so they don't know it's you, so you can read the room, then give the speech, and depending on how well that goes, carouse with the people?
The old double carouse, eh?
No, I would expect the double carouse.
And just make sure you do it in disguise so you're not recognized. If you want to read the temperature of the room and see how willing people are to entertain the idea of new leadership. Because after all, maybe Fang was extremely popular. I didn't get that sense from talking to the people in town, but, I didn't speak to everybody. He did seem rather eager to leave the post, but I mean, he sounds like he Was quite tired of it all. That's another thing. You could probably talk to him. I mean, imagine he hasn't gone very far. He said he wanted to live here in comfort, so I don't know where he went. Maybe he went to go get shit-faced. Talking to him is probably a good idea because he knows everything about this place, and he had agreed to advise you.
And I think
It's
a
true.
big reason for him wanting to leave the job was, the undead fiend coming out and casually sitting on his lap and touching his face. Yeah, I want to keep doing that job either. That is a hostile work environment.
It is, yeah. He sounded quite tired of it all.
Yep. What's the plan?
It's your show, Rickard.
Yeah, let's go get Mom and Pop first of all,
Okay,
and maybe talk to Fang as well to get his advice.
cool. So, we're going to go to the Von Karth estate first.
Sure.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
imagine so.
Cool. We go to the Von Karth estate. Awesome. As you return, your father is waiting for you outside. You made it back alive. What a relief. Successful, I assume.
No, she was a pushover, man. It was easy.
Well,
South
excellent.
was ours again, man. It was that easy.
He goes
call your
for
dad,
an
man?
awkward bro fist handshake thing that doesn't work.
I can't say I know a whole lot about fatherhood, but this just seems weird to me.
It is strange.
Okay, so it's not just me. Whew.
No. So congratulations. We should drink some. We should have a toast. Come inside. Come inside.
Sure.
And he's going to gesture to some servants to bring in a nice bottle of wine. Unfortunately, the bottle of wine that he wanted to bring in has already been drunk. The camera pans over to Brennan, who is not here to defend himself. And then we move back as a second bottle of wine will be brought up. Glasses are handed to each of you, and Lord Von Karth will toast your very good health to my son, victor and ruler of Karth.
Yeah, we haven't made it official yet, but
Well, I'm sure you will.
of course,
So,
to return to the name to its former glory.
as he drinks, so what is your first act? And who's in charge right now while you're away from the city?
Nobody, which is probably why we should head back pretty soon.
He
Yeah,
looks
that's
at you
kind of why
and
we
his
came
jaw
here.
drops.
I don't think any of the Cyclops have enough initiative to try anything in the 30 minutes we've been gone.
Lady Von Karth will come out. You're alive, and she will come over and give you a big hug.
We really should head back. Not Breezy. Rose says, after drinking her wine.
Probably.
Yeah.
We just wanted to get you because you two have experience in these matters.
Yes. She will go with you, and I will remain here. After all, someone needs to ensure that the estate is protected.
This is why I surround myself with much more intelligent people.
She smiles,
I mean,
and that is the edge of wisdom.
Just the edge. Good delegation is good for a leader.
Shall we go?
We shall.
After you, ma'am.
All right, and you guys can spend 30 minutes riding back into town with your mother.
The town is on fire.
There are people in the streets, and they see you guys approach, and they're guarded. They are looking suspiciously at you. They're not hostile, but they're careful. Rumor has spread that you are now in charge.
Stop.
People will give you plenty of room, as they're used to the former leader, Regan Fang, being a iron scepter and a swift axe.
Yeah, so I think Echo is going to turn into a gold dragon,
Okay.
and Ricard can ride into the city on the back of a gold dragon.
Holy shit.
Okay.
It is more impressive than a scorpion.
It is more impressive than a scorpion.
Amer's gonna look up at Echo and be like, "Why don't you do that for me when we walk into Nausha?"
It's probably because you don't need the help, Amer.
Hey, you haven't
doesn't-
earned my vote yet, and now shut up. You're gonna have to talk about that.
Listen, I still want it though. Why wasn't it offered? Amer looks
Yeah.
all depressed now. He reached into his
We
cloak,
can
pulls out a
talk about it.
flask, takes a drink, and then he's like scowling around a little bit, and he kind of sulks back.
We can talk about it. If you win the election in Nausha, then we'll do it for sure.
Yeah, when we're NPCs, yeah.
You sure you're okay with this, Echo?
Oh yeah. This is. I mean, this is
Yeah.
why you have toys like this.
Yeah, we rode
How are
him.
you turning into a gold dragon? That's baller.
Yeah, we rode him. We rode him when we raided Shalash. At
Yeah,
least
but I
until
thought that. I thought that was Amarazi.
So Echo used to have the ability when he had the artifacts, he had the heart and the horn and the eyes of Amarazi. That gave him the power to do this. With this rod that he now has that used to belong to Doldrin, this actually has that same ability.
Oh,
So
neat.
he can do it now using the rod instead of using the artifacts.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
But it's only good for a minute. Before he could do it as long as he wanted or until he hit 0 hit points. But now it's only good for like a minute. So we'll ride in and land kind of thing, and then you'll have Echo back.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Dragons can polymorph, so people won't be able to tell that the kobold form is your normal form.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it
sure.
should be
I'll ride
Monday.
in on Echo with my mother on the saddle as well, I guess.
There's
Get
no
her some
saddle,
recognition?
it's just bareback, but you guys can totally do
Sure.
that.
Yeah, I'm sure there's spines you can hold on to. And
We'll see you guys at the palace.
Well, you need to. Well, yeah, it depends on where you want to make your speech. Yeah.
It's a 60-second ride.
Echo, yeah, it's pretty quick.
Okay.
Hold on, I think there's some dogs fighting outside. Hold on a second.
It's not good. The question becomes, who let the dogs out?
Or
Ooh. Anyway, so Ricard, you are flown to the palace, and as you do so, the camera looks down at the populace, looking up at you, and there's Orcish, Fiendish, Tlinkali, all the monstrous races are looking up at you, both with hope, fear, uncertainty, and perhaps a bit of ambition. As you arrive at the palace, you're able to alight in that center area among the statues. A crowd begins to form. The dragon dispels, and Echo Rex is standing next to you and your mother.
So since we didn't ride in on the dragon, we'll follow the crowd, or at least Rose will. She'll follow the crowd, and she'll actually shit. I don't have it attuned. Damn.
Several hundred
Yeah.
of these citizens are coming up to the palace.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Rose will seat herself amongst the crowd. She'll also have her shadow, at some point when we're, all walking up towards the palace, come out as well. And the shadow will disguise self as, just a normal looking person, probably another elf. And yeah, she will seat herself amongst the crowd in case we need, some help steering the crowd in the right way.
Okay.
I don't know. That's what she's doing. I don't know if the others want to do
Eamon,
that as well.
What would you be doing, sir?
Amer's just kind of he's like keeping an eye out more that he doesn't trust the surroundings. You know that there are always people, like you said, who are looking for opportunity, and there are people who do not have the intelligence to know that maybe they shouldn't try to do something. So Amer's very much just kind of on guard, especially because there's Angels of Mosaba in the city. So
Yeah,
he is just like kind of back to the group, you know, and definitely just super wary of everyone around.
Please roll your perception check.
Let me get to that character sheet. Perception.
With a 20,
I'm also going to throw another die 10 on that.
you can throw
Oh,
another
20,
one.
21.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So with a 21, Amer, as you scan the crowd, you easily pick out a couple of the more threatening individuals. A couple fiends, an orc that looks like he's drunk and might just start something because he doesn't know any better at the moment. And of course, 2 daughters of Mosaba, dressed in long brown robes.
Amer, like, he pulls his katana out of the sheath, and it goes much like his picture where he's just kind of resting it on his shoulder, just to make sure people don't get the wrong idea.
Would we have refreshed the telepathic bond before we entered the city? Because I know it only lasted an hour when you rolled it when we were fighting.
I can just
Ilmaro.
do it again right now.
Don't you have to touch us?
I mean, we're all standing next to each other.
No, Rose is in the crowd.
Oh, well, I guess Rose doesn't get touched then.
Okay.
we didn't bring it up.
Yeah, we
Hey,
should
fair.
have. We should have
we
thought of it
didn't bring
earlier. True.
If we didn't bring it up, I'm not going to roll it until someone mentions it.
Fair
But
enough.
Amer is going to cast guidance on himself, and he's going to take a stance to intimidate the crowd.
All right.
Especially he's going to be looking at like the dollars of Masaba and the Fiend and kind of give him like the twink elf evil eye.
Okay.
Elf evil eye.
Yep. Hold on. And then 1die4. So that will be a 32 intimidation.
Jesus.
A 32 is very scary. People give you a lot of room. You've got 10 feet around you.
And I'm just like, I stop and I just look at the daughters of Mosaba and just kind of squint my eyes at them a little bit, like almost like that try me look, you know?
They will head off a ways.
Amer snorts and then, you know, we go back to someone else.
Okay. So, Tester Dunaday, what are you doing during this time?
Tessitide would be standing beside Ricard. You know, he's wearing the bright white robes as compared to the adventuring gear everyone else is wearing, and he will occasionally reach up and give Amer like a pat on the shoulder, which indicates to everyone that the High Cleric of Anwa is endorsing Ricard.
Okay. Cool. Ricard?
Unless he wants to flip out and say, "Hey, you're not allowed to touch me and sentence me to death," but probably not.
Probably not.
So Ricard sees this crowd gathering basically in front of the palace.
Yes, sir. Easily 2,000 people.
Yeah, I think it's speech time, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to give him a potion of advantage. Because he's
Okay.
probably going to have to make a performance roll here eventually.
Sure.
Don't worry. That's why Rose is in the crowd.
Well, Ricard will chug the potion of advantage and say, "I guess there's no better time than now." He'll start patting his armor down again and be like, "Where the fuck did I put that note?" And then again, Monty will crawl out of his armor with a crumpled up note. Thank you, Monty.
So question,
I
if-
love the Monty voice. I just can't get over it. I don't know why.
So if Ricard was naked except for his bat, would you call that the full Monty?
No.
Yes.
This is terrible.
Ricard will walk to the front of the steps, and he'll be like, "Oh, you guys kind of caught me off guard here," but he unravels the note and he says, "Residents of South Cove, today I stand before you not just as a ruler, but as a steward, a protector, and a servant. This city used to be known as Karth when I was born here, and it was a place of flourishing freedom, commerce, and glory. I think we can return South Cove to that same greatness, and the first step in that journey is to return the name it once had. So from henceforth, South Cove will again be known by the name Karth. There is power in a name. Whether we remember the technology and prowess of the flying city of Akru, or we regale others of the generosity and greatness of Amoria Rosi, or we warn of the terror and tragedy wrought by Vagridan, these names will all live on through the ages. I am Ricard von Karth, and while you may only know me by name or the distant echoes of legends, I am here to earn your trust and serve you with all my heart. I will be a representative of Karth and its people, and together our efforts to rebuild our home will be remembered and glorified. It is my purpose to serve all of you. You are the reason for my being. Thus I am indebted to this city and to you, its resilient residents. You have endured draconian laws by day and certain death by night. But today we begin a new chapter together, one where we will build a future based on trust, safety, and prosperity for all. I can already deliver on one promise that I hadn't even had the chance to make yet. Together, with the Spirit's End Fellowship, we have rid this land of the Sturge threat. You can once again go out at night and revel. You can once again go out at night and revel in Anwa's embrace. But our efforts don't end there. First and foremost, our immediate concern is the dragon Vagridan, who has been razing cities and threatening our very existence. I pledge to you, the people of Karth, that I will do everything in my power to protect you from this menace. Together with the Spirit's End Fellowship, I will be embarking on more missions to vanquish this menace and restore balance and peace to this land. In addition, I recognize the need for change within our own walls. The draconian laws that have governed this city must be reformed. We will work towards creating a just and fair legal system, one that ensures peace and safety for all its inhabitants, maintaining our status as a neutral ground for delegation and discussions between our more adversarial inhabitants. Our goal is to create a community where everyone can live without fear, where justice is tempered with mercy, and where order is maintained through respect and fairness. I also envision a future where Karth is not just ruled by a single hand, but where the voices of its people are heard and respected. In time, we will move towards a more democratic system, one where your voices are heard and help shape our destiny. Fear not, as I will remain as your steward and protector, always accessible and dedicated to serving you, even after we move the day-to-day governments to your hands. Lastly, I want to rekindle the spirit of celebration and camaraderie that Karth once knew. We will establish a recurring festival of combat sports, games, and storytelling. Now that the city has returned to its former name, it too shall return to its former glory, and this must be celebrated. This festival will serve us in a number of ways. With it, we can honor the past and the past that this place was forged from. With it, we can come together and celebrate our efforts to reimagine what Karth can be. And of course, with it, we can bring in a healthy amount of coin from across Toivoa. Together, we will build a Karth that is strong, just, and united. I ask for your trust, your support, and your collaboration as we embark on this journey. Let us write our own legend, one of resilience, justice, and unity. Thank you, and may the name Karth never fade from history.
There's a silence at the end of your speech. You wait for a couple moments.
Rose is gonna go, yeah, and just start clapping. And then the other Rose is also gonna do the same, and hopefully get everyone to
Roll
start doing.
persuasion check, sir.
It's like the scene from A Knight's Tale where all
Well,
the,
I literally
yeah.
posted that exact.
With advantage.
Okay. So with a 21,
It's pretty good.
the crowd will erupt in cheers. Karth, 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 Karth. As they cheer, you feel a swell of pride over what you've done. And stepping forward out of the crowd, a very tall centaur approaches. He towers easily 9 feet tall and is black as night.
Oh wow.
Oh, hope that's your general.
Lord von Karth, you say that you welcome all. Is this true that you welcome all from everywhere, as Lord Feng did?
As long as we can get along, absolutely.
And what changes can we expect immediately?
Well, no immediate changes other than the people that you'll be reporting to, I guess.
Who would that be?
My hand will be Leora von Karth, my mother.
A woman? Interesting choice.
You just had a woman as a protector of the city.
Indeed. But you delegate upon the day of arrival. You ascend to the leadership of Karth. And yet hand over the reins to another. It matters not her gender. What matters is your confidence. Do you believe that this person, Lady von Karth, is capable of ruling the city?
I can almost certainly guarantee you that she's more capable than I am. And as to my confidence, I just defeated a lich today. And I have plans to defeat a dragon very soon.
Of course, sir. We have seen you ride a dragon into the city. Enslavement is frowned upon here. How do you feel about reopening the slave trade?
No, I'm all right on that.
Yeah, Rose is shaking her head in the background because she has plans to disrupt the entire slave industry, so that's probably not a good investment. Also, it's wrong.
I would say if you're looking for the slave trade boom, it's not going to happen here.
Good. We value our freedoms. Now, what other changes would we face? Or should we be addressing your mother?
I mean, we've been in charge for like an hour now, so we don't have any plans set in stone, you know? But yeah, if you have questions, you can ask her if she's available.
He nods.
But that's for her to decide.
He nods, a little slow nod, keeping his eyes on you. He's unsure as to... Your speech was good. Very good. Very convincing to the crowd. But this guy is very practical in his situation and wants to ensure that his interests are directly being addressed. The fact that...
Is he?
Go ahead.
Do we recognize him?
I don't believe so.
Who is he? Yeah.
I know Fang was talking about the Centaur clans and them being like rough and tumble customers, like
Oh,
out in the
okay.
waste. But I don't. I mean, this is just a Centaur. We don't know if he's part of like a foreign government, if he's like a member of this.
You
We don't
guys
know
have
who he
never
is.
met him.
Yeah.
There's no reason why you would know him.
Could I,
So
could I turn him into a weasel?
are you going to?
What? No, we'll give him a chance.
Okay.
I'm
I
not
mean,
saying.
you should probably find out what his name is first and who he is. I mean,
Yeah.
before it's entirely, because if he is being challenging to you in public like this, it may be entirely appropriate to beat his ass down. But we should just maybe he's being a concerned citizen. It just depends on if he's engaging in good faith or not. Like, who is he? Like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
I don't know. Should
I'll
probably
have the
ask.
same, I may have the same reaction. Yeah.
Yeah.
Simply asking questions to understand the new dynamic. How long should we wait for the new laws to be posted?
Well, I suppose you don't really have to wait for anything. You can just keep on doing your thing until changes are made. But you have my name. What's your name, sir?
I am Jerome the Black. And I will put that in chat for you here.
And what exactly do you do here?
Trade. I am a merchant and trader of various goods throughout Corlin. South Cove has proved profitable to me, and I have quite the investment in its infrastructure.
Oh, this was the guy. This was who Feng was talking about, who brings all the food, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah.
Like, this is the guy who has that pretty,
The
who's
smuggler.
never missed a payment in like
Mm-hmm.
like 1,000 years or something like that. He does like a delivery every month and it's never missed once.
Never missed once. And the thing is, this guy is not that old. So with your passive insight, this is a tradition carried on from his father and his grandfather, etc. Very punctual, very reliable, and provides food to the city.
Probably to make a good impression on him. Yeah, beating him to death is probably not a good idea.
Destiny will whisper something into Ricard's ear, vizier style. Say, mention the word subsidies for those essential to city operations.
Ricard will turn to Jerome and be like, my advisor here has just told me some really complicated stuff, but I remember Regan mentioning you and your importance to the city. I think that we should definitely sit down and have a chat. Or at least you and Leora should have a chat.
I would be honored for the opportunity to speak peacefully without threats to a ruler of Karth.
Like, we're gonna have to change all the letterhead. I mean, that alone is gonna cost like at least a couple thousand gold. Like,
You
changing
hear
all the maps.
muttering about business opportunities all around you, sweetheart Rose.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there is.
There's new T-shirts going to be printed and everything.
Yeah, all the there's people cursing like, shit, I just got 1,000 orders of I Heart South Cove shirts. Damn it. And it's like, oh wait, but we could pawn them off as collectibles. Like, they were made right when the transition happened. Yeah. Well, they have a limited edition set.
So what you do is you establish like a small port to the south of South Cove of Karth and call that the new South Cove.
Yeah, this is
It's-
this is not a friendly place to be setting things up.
Yeah, the Sturge globes that you get over at the tchotchke shops, yeah, those are going to go out of style real fast.
Birch globes, nice.
Thing is, like above the table, this is the kind of stuff I literally deal with on a day-to-day basis as a bureaucrat.
I relish an appointment. I will come back tomorrow with a promise of peace.
That would be acceptable.
Well, we relish the relish you bring to the city.
Thank you. He doesn't take the joke. He has zero sense of humor. And he will turn and clip-clop his way into the crowd. You notice that several other centaurs who were hidden in the crowd follow him.
It's just funny. Like, I know he's 9 feet tall and huge, but I always just imagine these delicate little clip clops as they walk out.
Have you ever heard of Clydesdale?
Yeah, it's yeah. Depending on how it's shoot and then the stones, yeah. But like, yeah, he's 9 feet tall.
Yeah.
He's got to weigh like what, 2,000 pounds, easy.
Easy.
Yeah, so yeah, it's like I said, I think you're going to be in meetings for the next 2 days, at least 2 or 3 days with your mom and the merchants, the different guilds. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
you're gonna be
clergy, the
you're gonna be meeting-
accountants,
Yeah,
the
everybody who has
generals,
relative
Yeah.
amounts of power in this city, you're gonna have to meet with them and talk to them and reassure
you have to
them.
smooze them.
Yep.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And your mother likely needs access to the records so she could tell which ones are genuinely important to the city and which ones are making a power play.
You could probably ask Feng about that wherever he went. But that
You'll
doesn't
see
mean you
him.
can't have the
He's-
coronation party, because
he's
if you want to have a
obviously
coronation
watching.
party. Oh, he's what?
He's obviously watching. He's off to the side and people are giving him room.
Oh, I thought he like walked off to get shit faced.
No, he didn't. He doesn't drink.
Man, what a boring guy. I mean, objectively, that's the best kind of ruler, but yeah, it's probably best to talk to him about who's the most important. He's gonna want his accommodations, and he's a reasonable person, so I'm sure as long as you provide nice accommodations in good faith, he's willing to be patient.
Has the crowd dispersed at this point, or
They're starting to. Now that Jerome has left and you're not giving any more speeches, they're kind of bored because you didn't do any giveaways or gifting to the crowd or anything like that. They're a little disappointed because
Yeah, I
when
knew I could've brought swag.
Regan took over, he gave out food and gifts to everyone around. There's
That's
a
nice.
reason why he was well appreciated.
well, as the crowd is dispersing and the party is walking up to Ricard and giving all this advice and everything, he's just kind of like staring and blinking, and he kind of starts like hyperventilating, and he's like, "Oh, what happened? I blacked out.
You did acceptable.
Did I do okay?
You did okay.
I just read from the
Yeah.
piece of paper."
Yeah, Rose says as
Hear
she
a
just
voice
walks
from
up to him.
behind you. Did you really? Perhaps we should check your health.
Hi.
And she comes up to you and looks you over, up and down, sniffing. Smell healthy.
Uh, And you are?
Clinician. I am Shadback. And I will put her name in chat for you here. Shaman of Karth.
Ricard gives her a big smile.
Your personal doctor.
Can I help you, Shad? Back?
I wish to serve you, Lord Karth. Do you require sustenance?
Not currently?
But tonight, how do you wish to dine?
Well, me and the crew just enjoyed a big heroes feast early this morning, so we're gonna be having a very strong liquid diet tonight, I think.
Of course.
Ricard, I think she's referring to your special dietary needs.
Do you know about those, Tester Day, or is that meta?
I'm
Actually,
not sure.
I think we do. I thought,
Do
yeah,
we?
we know. Do we know?
Yeah,
I've mentioned the dream thing in front of Desto, I think.
Alright.
Yeah.
Just checking.
well,
Yeah.
we definitely know the parents because we talked to them about it.
I
And
know he
everyone
was in
there.
Echo's dream one time,
Yep.
and I think we had a conversation after that. Yeah.
Okay.
There was a conversation in the kitchen, I believe, at
Very well.
Barth Estate.
Just checking.
Yeah, related to that.
So, she is actively addressing your needs.
Do you work with my parents?
No, but I provide what is necessary for life for the ruler of Karth. You understand. I have been in the role for many moons, and I wish to continue my employment. I trust you will not be shaking up the staff too much.
Ricard just like looks over at Regan, confused.
He's gonna walk up. Chad back here is indeed quite the shaman. She provides needs and serves both as butler, physician, and oracle.
Those sound like roles that I could use in my service.
I mean, it's always good to have Oracle on the back end.
For sure, for sure.
That was that a developer joke?
It is.
Yes, that was a developer joke.
It's an IT joke, yes. So, will you accept me as shaman of Karth?
Hesitantly, Ricard nods and he's like, I accept you as shaman of Karth.
Excellent. She takes a bone knife off of her belt and slashes her wrist and smears it across your chest. Then I am yours, Lord Karth. And she
I
will
look
heal
forward
herself.
to doing business with you.
She casts a spell on her arm, which seals up. Business, serve, Lord Karth. And she turns and spits on Regan Feng's shoe. I am no longer bound to him. And will storm into the castle.
He's spicy. I like her.
Oh no, not another orc girl.
Well, I
Hammer.
mean, you had a marriage proposal from a lich not too long ago. The ladies are going to be literally throwing themselves at you.
Oh yeah.
I think you need to have a conversation with Regan Fang. We need to understand what tools and mechanisms he had in place for controlling the city. I mean, I suspect that. I mean, he had a strong will, but I suspect he had other things in place other than that. And to be successful, you're going to have to use those same tools.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, who else should I be expecting to walk up to me today, Regan?
And it's,
So,
I'm telling you, it's going to be a bunch of people.
you'll need to meet, of course, the general, Sergoth. He's, I'm sure, dealing with security in the city. But should you call for him, he will appear.
Ricard is just like hastily trying to grab another piece of paper and start writing things down.
Aimer shot 300 gold worth of coin into the sky with catapult to make it rain gold coins. As he saw the crowd was dispersing, and he wrote in the sky, you know, "Hail Rickard." Basically, I wrote it down there. But he saw them disperse and look all disappointed. So he's making it rain, literally.
300 gold pieces?
300 gold.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Now, Gold is kind of heavy, so
It's
is this
very
less of a
heavy.
hail Rickard and more of a Rickard hail?
So catapult doesn't go that far.
No.
So that's part of the reason I was like, Amer's like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to throw it up there. So it goes, catapult goes 60 feet, which he's gonna kind of not angle straight up, but up about 30 feet to kind of rain down. So some people might get little bumps,
Yeah.
but when they see it's a gold coin, they're probably not gonna care.
Right, because you're throwing quarters.
Yeah.
Awesome. Please don't throw quarters into a crowd in real life. It is very
Drop-
frowned upon. Very
Yeah.
frowned upon.
Drop the quarters from the the highest point of the tower down onto the populace. Let's go Empire State Building on these motherfuckers.
Oh, you don't have to
Yeah.
do that. There's Tower of the Americas.
Careful though, you hurt the wrong people with that. You might get drawn and quartered.
That to catch me first. Haha.
Yeah, yeah. He's friends with the president. What are they gonna do? Yeah.
So there's Surgoth. Anybody else, Regan?
You say the word Surgoth, and there is a circle of black fire that appears around you. And in front of you, a large form rises from the ground.
Holy
Lord
shit.
Karth.
Hi, Surgoth. How's things around the city?
Pacified.
Sounds weirdly threatening.
He bows his head a little bit, smiling broadly.
Do you foresee any disturbances based on this transition?
He smiles an evil grin at you. Not anymore. He
You
drops
could, like-
a heart onto the ground.
Oh, okay.
Is
Do you like
still
keep
beating?
a? Do you keep like a log of your activities, or you give like a daily report, or how does this work?
Regan Feng is going to speak up. We allowed Surgoth to ensure that the laws were obeyed and have a level of autonomy.
Okay. The laws might be changing a little bit, Surgoth, so we'll just keep you up to speed on that. For now, I guess do your thing.
He smiles, and as the black fire rises once again, he will disappear into the ground.
So judge, jury, and executioner, I say, as I look at Feng.
General enforcement.
Oh, chief of police, I see.
You could say that they dread being judged by him.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't get to ask him. I wonder if he knows Mr. X. Is that racist to assume all demons know each other?
It is.
I mean, technically it's more speciesist
Yeah, speciesist, I think is the correct term.
or planarist because they are from
Planist,
another
yeah.
plane.
Yeah, planist. Well, I didn't even know if they're from the same plane because bros doesn't know the difference between demons and devils. So they're just all stinky and evil looking. That's the only thing she knows about them.
I was in a game where my Treant character is like biased against meatlings, and we're trying to figure out like what would you call that bias because that goes all the way up to animal, vegetable, mineral.
No, they're all organic. That's a good question.
it's never come up for humans, so we don't have a word for it.
Yeah.
So, Rickard, why don't you put your mom to work setting up these meetings and
Crazy.
getting things lined up? You know, maybe you just attend the meetings. She can organize everything, and you know,
Eric.
Yes, sir.
hopefully next day
Oh.
or two you'll have a grasp on everything.
I was just gonna say, I almost imagine that Leora is like already talking to people that
Oh,
she
she's talking
sees
to the
is
shaman.
important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's talking to Shadback already, getting things arranged in order to ensure a appropriate care for the staff.
Yeah, Ricard just kind of like gestures over at her. I think she's already on the job, man.
So you need to ask Regan directly how he maintained control in the city, if he had any magical means for controlling the city, or if it was simply through bureaucracy.
Are you saying this in character, or are you doing this above the table? Just
I think that through our
through the
walkie-talkie.
walkie-talkie. Okay.
So, Regan, what other mechanisms did you use to maintain control here?
Fear.
Fear or beer?
Fear. Terror and intimidation.
Fear of this battle station.
Okay, I might go with the beer approach.
I have found that alcohol deadens the mind and leads to poor decisions. I'll be cautious with that decision. You asked for counsel. I give it. Should you accept it or not, that is on you. I am retired.
Yeah, speaking of that, did you have a estate in mind, or you want one built? How's this going to work?
I have an estate in mind. There's a mountain far to the east, a good 1.5 miles outside the walls, that suits my fancy exactly. I would like to set my citadel there. A small cabin with enough protection to maintain myself.
Wants to move to the suburbs. Ah, man.
Also move to the suburbs.
Consider it done.
Well, your counsel will be most appreciated because Ricard here is doing that which all great rulers do. He's learning what is before saying what should be.
He nods. Thank you, Lord Karth. I will go now and move out my personal effects from the Citadel, and you will have it to your own uses later today.
I appreciate it.
And he will head off into the castle to go and retrieve his clothes and his personal books, etc. A couple knickknacks, nothing of value that you would really care about.
How many clones does that dumb wizard have? Jeez.
A lot.
Fang just walking out with 2 little gnomes underneath his arm.
Carrying him by the ears. Yeah. All right. So, Lady Von Karth will start taking over, and you guys have the entirety of the town to yourselves. Do you wish to go and party tonight? Or would you like to do something else?
I believe someone said party. Did someone say party?
I don't think we've ever. Does Eric do carouse rolls? I know there was. I played in one game where a person was really into doing the carouse rolls and all sorts of crazy shit. Like he found some crazy roll table that had some wild stuff on it. That was pretty wacky. I don't know if Eric does the carouse rolls with all that stuff,
That's up
but
to you guys. Do you guys want? Are you
Well,
going out
if-
to party tonight? Yes.
no. If that's
Yeah,
the thing,
let's do it.
Rickard, if you want to do
Suppose,
that,
yeah.
if you turn this, you can try to make this your bread and circus moment. Be generous tonight. Hand out gold, hand out gifts to the people just to butter them up, and you can have a good time while doing it.
Of course.
The thing is, I don't actually have anything to. I don't think they'll be interested in key fuel potions. A vial of acid.
Well, Rickard, maybe you should take a look at the treasury. What's in the
Oh,
treasury?
that's the best idea you've had yet, Echo.
Maybe you should understand the finances of the city and what's in the treasury.
Let's take a look at the treasury, Eric.
Okay. So you're going to go towards the treasury, and there's a couple bureaucrats that will walk you through the books and everything. the treasury is not all that huge. It has enough to fund the army for a good year. Should the entire economy collapse, the city could run itself for a year.
That's actually
That
pretty
sounds
good. That's a nice little nest egg he saved for himself.
It's
Man,
not
Fang
for
was actually a
itself,
pretty
it's
decent ruler.
Absolutely, and they keep track of every coin that goes in and out. Fang only had enough income personally to provide for his personal needs and for maintaining the citadel here.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like the embezzling type.
He's not the embezzling type. He's not ostentatious in his anything.
Yeah, he's pretty austere too.
Yeah. So, as far as the city goes, the city is well funded due to taxes.
What are the taxes?
I'm sorry?
How high are the taxes?
How high are the taxes? The taxes are at 6% of anything sold.
Okay.
I mean, it is a port town, so yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
So yeah, Rickard, yeah, I would, if you want to butter up your folks, I would imagine dipping into this is probably the best way to do it, and spreading it out to the people. I mean, if the bureaucrats want to write it off as a tax rebate, I'm sure that'd be fine. But
I've got 2,400
how
gold
that
on me right now that I could use.
yeah, if you want to use your own gold, that's fine too.
Yeah, we'll get
Yeah, that's a
more.
good chunk. That's a good chunk. Yeah, we'll get more.
Go on. Yeah, you know what? I'll contribute 2,000 gold to the party fund as well.
Okay.
So I'll
So
mark
how
that
much
off on
gold
my
are we
sheet.
giving away? 2,000 from Sweet August Rose.
Fuck, I'll throw in 2,000.
2,000 from Ricard. So 4,000 gold being dispersed back into the city.
Aimer will give 700.
700. Okay.
Destiny will give good vibes because he's broke.
Okay.
Yeah, Echo's broke too.
Well, on top of the 300 I already spent, so it'll be 1,000 total from Aimer.
And Brennan won't give a cent because it's Brennan.
Aimer's only doing it because he likes Ricard.
Right.
If it was anyone else, he would say the city owes him tax for having to exist in it.
Right.
You have to pay the Aimer tax.
Yeah.
So, your 4,700 gold means that every person in South Cove gets 2 silver pieces.
Well, I think this is going to be everyone who shows up to the party. So
Everyone who shows up to the party. Okay.
Yeah, this is going to be more like as we're carousing, I want to have Monty just like carry a gold piece to a random person
Okay.
all night long.
Okay. Cool. We can absolutely do it that way.
yeah, that way people remember it's Rickard who's the one who's giving out all this gold. If it's a boring like tax back, like everyone gets their 2 silver pieces tomorrow, like no one's gonna remember that. But people are gonna remember like, yeah, I did belly shots with Rickard von Karth and he gave me a gold piece while I was at it. They're gonna remember that.
Here's the fun
How
part.
about-
Where have your gold coins been minted?
That's a good, because I just have to the 2,000 gold pieces I've gathered over the course of the adventure.
But you didn't
I think-
gather them here, did you?
No. Most of these, I think most of the gold I have right now came from Leslie when we sold those soul thingies to her.
Right.
So it'd be, I guess,
Rest in
Nausha
cur-
gold pieces
Yeah, rest in
or-
currency.
or rest in currency. Yeah.
Does that matter?
Of course.
Does it matter here?
Of course.
This is a port city, and they probably have gold and trade from all over.
They can always melt it down and use it to remint coins. It's just,
Yeah.
it's exotic. Money trade is a thing in any country.
Yeah.
So foreign
Oh, so
exchange is common.
That's a good question. So, Rickard, you going to put Echo's face on the coin?
Wow.
Hey,
Ego
hey,
is strong
Yeah,
here.
he is a gold dragon.
thinking, that would be a good look for the coin.
Oh man.
You could put Amarazi on one side. put Ricky's
mean-
face on the other side.
Ricard has been heavily drinking, and if he were drunk, because the Hero's Feast keeps him from getting drunk, he would definitely say yes. But he also just says yes because that's a fucking awesome idea.
Oh no!
You're gonna have, we're gonna have to get the casts remade. Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Does Corlin have like an official like standard currency? Because I imagine Reston does. Reston is pretty organized.
Reston
or
is
kind
very
of.
organized, and there are significant coins from South Cove that all have Regan Fang's signet on them, which is the form of a large scorpion tail. But
Okay.
there's also Corlin marks, which come from Ochukvuk, and those are significantly more valued simply because they are marked with a black spot in the gold, indicating that they come from Ochukvuk and the Lady of Shadows.
Makes sense.
So
Or giant
probably
in
you
the
should.
face.
Maybe you shouldn't change the coin too much. Just replace Regan Fang's signet with your family crest or signet.
Yeah, new ones from being cast from this point on have your crest. I mean, we don't need to erase Fang's contribution because he, that's what insecure people do.
What
So,
every country does when they get taken over.
yeah, but like I said, they're insecure, and also they're not. They don't have crazy magic powers and the ability to go fight a dragon with their bare hands. So, I'm sure if they did, they would be less insecure.
Or enslave a dragon to there's a taxi service.
Yeah.
Well, I
All
think great ideas all around, but I definitely owe you Echo. So, I mean, the least I can do is slap your face on some coin. Consider it done.
Maybe a couple. That would be great. I'll get to pass them around. That'd be fantastic.
How big of a coin are we going to put Echo's face on?
The
Make it
gold
life
coin.
size, like a coin the size of his head.
The one coin.
Echo Rex's
Yeah.
face should
On
be
the
on
silver-
the gold coin.
On the one gold?
Make 'em-
Okay,
Yeah, that'd be great.
cool. Who's going to be on the silver?
Silver can be the Karth family crest, the wolf with the rose in its mouth.
Okay. Copper?
The corgi.
Gordo.
Oh man, I was gonna say Monty, but I'm gonna go with the corgi. I like that.
Oh,
Gordo.
gross. Gordo the corgi. No one's ever
It's-
going to
it's-
trade them.
It's part of his plan, man. He's taking over one city at a time.
You're going to devalue the copper coins in this city. Oh man.
If that's the case, I'm gonna go with Mataban on the silver coin then.
Okay. Just a bat. Okay.
Yep.
I don't know why that noise makes me laugh every time I hear it, and I don't know why.
Eric came up with it on his own, and I love it.
You asked Montalban a question and you didn't respond, so I'm like, I'll fill in. Sure.
I mean, I was just gonna do literally Ricard kind of talking to himself with Montalban as the receiver, and you chimed in right into that.
I'm glad you've accepted it and that it's hit off well. So,
Oh,
you guys go out partying. Are you guys going to... You guys don't get drunk because you're on Hero's Feast, but you can enjoy flavor because you're not intoxicated. You guys can choose to get into some indiscretions or not.
I mean, if
Yeah.
we're being all super tactical and coordinated and on the same page when we're in life-threatening situations, we gotta cut loose when we're in the town.
Yeah, the
he
point
does have
of
an
this.
image to uphold. He does have an image to uphold right now too.
Yeah, this
You
isn't
can't-
just partying. This
can't
is
show-
therapy.
Yeah.
yeah.
The point of this is to imprint on people's memory. So you know what? I will. Even though Rose can't like get drunk like twice over, she is going to pretend to be drunk. And she will. What was the term you used, Eric? It was
Indiscretion?
indiscretion. She will get into various indiscretions.
Okay. How indiscretionary are we getting? Are you going to go and find partners tonight?
Oh. Yeah, why not? It's a celebration.
All right. So, who do you choose? Because you are totally in your own faculties. And you have the entire smorgasbord of races, monstrous and not, male, female, undetermined, indeterminate. You have whatever you would like, and you're an attractive girl.
Yeah, she probably
with
just
the leadership.
someone handsome who is she's not being very particular at the moment, so just someone handsome who doesn't smell terrible,
Okay.
who's relatively intelligent.
Okay.
Yeah, Ricard's right there.
Yeah, but he's busy.
Okay. So, you find a very handsome man, long flowing hair. It looks nice. He's very obviously some kind of half orc.
Yeah, that's fine.
He's not amazingly well studied, but enough to get his own concepts across, and he understands enough discussion to talk intelligently about situations.
Yeah, he's not an idiot. So,
Right.
he doesn't make me immediately roll my eyes and be like, okay, buddy, and then
Right.
just walk away. Yeah, that's fine. Because, like I said, she's not particularly picky at the moment. It's a party.
Awesome. Cool. You are immune to disease, so we don't
I
need to
am.
cover that.
Yep.
Okay. So, I do need you to roll a D100.
I imagine. So Rose has so much control over her body; she can stop herself from being poisoned or even diseased. It's like so I imagine it's kind of like a Bene Gesserit thing kind of going on.
All right. I will ask you
We're-
for a
we're-
number. And
Uh-huh.
what number would you like to set as the DC on a D100
Uh-huh.
for this roll?
Gotta go with 69, brah.
I'm gonna say 95.
95? Okay.
Yeah.
So, anything above a 95 is a negative effect. Understood. 1D100, sir.
Yeah, nothing's impossible, and I have an inspiration, so.
Sure.
The gambler.
Uh-huh.
No, I've never been a gambler, to be honest. Oh, I roll it. Whoops, sorry.
Yes, please.
Roll 1D100.
For the record, I have... So,
Close.
you do not get pregnant.
Yeah, fear is the mind killer.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Yeah, when I go to a casino, my most played game is the payphones. Seriously, those cash out all the time. All right, so is anyone else participating in indiscretions? Aimer.
Oh, of course, Aimer is.
All right,
Aimer's gonna end up somehow still getting drunk,
okay,
despite the fact that he's immune to poison. He's gonna find some way to get really drunk,
okay.
and then he'll probably end up with some crazy orc woman.
How many of them?
Um,
Because I believe, if I know Aimer after 2 years, that is a valid question.
that is a valid question. And it probably depends how vicious the first one is.
Okay, please roll 1d4.
Good. Because remember what happened last time? He
Right.
got his throat ripped out.
Right.
One.
So you get the one girl, and she is just right. You get claw marks, a little bit of bleeding, some nice, BDSM, etc., and then we fade to black.
Yeah.
I don't get my throat torn out this time.
No, you don't die, but
I almost
you will
died.
be sore in the morning. All
I'm
right.
like, oh god, an orc. Why did I do that? Didn't I learn my lesson the last time?
You
No.
can
No,
say
I'm
that
not.
as she's walking into the room with the whip.
It'll be in the morning when he wakes up realizing what he did.
Right.
I miss Cecilia, is what he said when he saw the whip.
All right.
That's fair.
Echo Rex. There's plenty of kobolds in town.
Yeah, Echo. Yeah, I think Echo's just going to be. He's just going to keep an eye out for Rickard. He's going to be Rickard's shadow for
Oh, he's gonna be the
for
wingman.
most. Yeah, he's going to be the wingman. He's going to be Rickard's shadow, and he's just watching for somebody. Somebody. He's going to be his protection.
Okay. There will be
And,
many
just making
people who want autographs and want to be stabbed. Various activities performed upon them by Ricard. Ricard?
Sorry, did you say people want to be stabbed by me?
Of course.
Is that a euphemism?
No.
Look, man, there's a lot.
Scarification is an actual thing that exists even in American culture.
I mean,
Yeah, Echo's going to be his protector.
By the way,
for
guys,
night. Make
if
sure
I
he
do,
doesn't
Bear in
get in
mind,
trouble.
if I do go over a line here, please let me know. I'm trying to not
oh,
go.
no, I'm fine. That was just fucking weird.
Yeah,
Oh,
you got to
weird
bear in
for
mind
you,
that
yes.
you're the ruler now. You are the establishment.
Yes.
You are the man now, Rickard. And everyone who
Oh,
works for you
shit.
works for the man.
I can just picture the tagline. I put the stab in establishment.
Well, Echo, being the highest intelligent member of the party, looking
He's
out
not.
for. Well,
Oh, look, the one still
Is he?
with you. Yeah. No, Aimer is the smartest person in the party. Like by far.
Aimer,
The
Aimer has
wisest.
Aimer has he is statistically the smartest, but he for a lot of reasons he tends to make a lot of bad decisions.
Hamer and Echo are both at 18 intelligence.
There's a
Oh,
difference-
I didn't realize.
There's a difference between intelligence and wisdom. Intelligence is knowing facts, and wisdom is
Oh, I
using
didn't-
them.
Okay, Aimer has 14 wisdom, but he sure doesn't act like he has 14 wisdom. There's a reason for it.
Right.
Oh, I thought Echo's intelligence was lower because I know it was max charisma.
He took intelligence really early on just to play the skills.
Yeah,
Uh,
the
skills
historian.
he
Yeah.
wanted. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, sorry, my mistake.
It was kind of a sacrifice, really, because I wanted some other stats, but it worked out.
All right. So, would you participate in any of these memento gatherings, Ricard?
Yeah, for sure. He's not really aware of it, but he's kind of gone into like politician mode, and he's signing autographs, letting people stab him, I guess, if they want to.
Not stabbing him, being stabbed by him.
Okay, that too, sure.
Yeah. Gotcha.
He'll get into some arm wrestling contests and strategically lose some of them. Exchange stories, all that.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
And he normally one to get into some indiscretions. He won't tonight. He's kind of, I would say, feeling a little bit different tonight. So at some point he'll slip outside and just kind of spider walk up the walls of some buildings and just kind of prowl around on the rooftops for a while under the moonlight. Just kind of enjoy the night airs of the city.
Sure. As you do so, on the rooftops, you can find a nice quiet area on one of the rooftops. The moon is out, and you can see the Sturges coming.
Shit. Yeah, it's gonna be another 7 days before that wraps up.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been close to a week, but maybe I guess it's still a problem, huh?
Oh, that's right. We did wait.
Yeah, you
A
guys
week.
waited for the portals to close. The Sturges
Yeah.
were not removed.
Yeah, the ones that are we need to wait for them to starve to death. Yeah.
Starve to death or be killed.
Yeah. I don't know why I had it in my head that we did that thing that Amber said where he just took the sphere through the mountains. Just carved him away. No,
unfortunately
we didn't do that.
not.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, he will quickly get down off of the roofs and
Okay.
not be
Okay.
alive.
You will be
Has their
followed-
numbers
Good.
has their numbers noticeably decreased?
Not noticeably, but they are not being reinforced.
Okay.
We're talking millions of them, and it's going to take years for them all to be wiped out.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
sure they can eat each other if they really need to.
Well, you didn't see them ever do that. But
Does this town have like a tunnel system or anything to get around at night with that shit happening?
ooh, you never asked that before. Do you go looking for it?
Sure, absolutely.
All right.
The party's got to continue
Investigation.
somewhere.
Sorry, what'd you ask for?
Investigation check, please.
Oh, and that general, he said what he does is raid, right?
Raid.
I'll just spray him on the insects.
So, as you go looking for the tunnels, you will find a storm drain that is easily accessible. You watch a couple of people tongue problems head down into them. You can tell that there is something going on down in the sewers. Would you like to go down there?
Sure.
All right. Ricard von Karth, ruler of Karth, goes into the sewers of his city, following some teenagers. Is anyone with him, or is Ricard going alone into this place?
Oh no, I'm banging some dude, so no.
Okay,
Echo's
Yeah,
I'm not
going.
there.
Yeah, Echo's keeping a pretty close eye on him.
okay, so you're with him, Echo?
Yeah.
I mean, I could picture the new Karth having like a mascot with like, white face and a cheerful red nose who encourages kids to get into the sewers to stay safe.
We got some balloons. No. All right. As you head into the sewers, Echo and Ricard, I'm going to pause for a moment there and check where is Testudinidae and what is he up to tonight?
So Testadine is going to borrow a few gold from Moneybags Ricard and go to a game of Three Dragon Ante, where the rules of the table are that cheating is allowed so long as you don't get caught. They've got a dedicated person at the table watching the others for signs of cheating. And Testadine thinks he has this genius idea. He's have his disguised Coatl buddy use detect thoughts and relay it to him. And he was absolutely not as clever as he thought he was going to be when it came to cheating at cards in a place like Karth. And within the hour, the gold coins have evaporated into copper, which he then transmutes into wine at the bar, which he shares with his Coatl body as they discuss how badly they got their scaly butts kicked at cards.
Ooh, one moment, because I actually have to check something here. Checking. So, would the Coatl participate in this because he is lawful good?
It's by bear in mind, the rules of the table is cheating's allowed so long as you don't get caught.
That's valid. Okay.
That's part of the game.
All right. Okay.
They just were nowhere near as good at cheating as they thought they would be because they don't exactly have a lot of experience.
Okay.
Testadine had an absolute poker face, and his tail gave him away every single time.
Okay. Cool. So, would you be up for indiscretions tonight with various individuals in the city?
What do you mean by various individuals?
Is he getting laid?
Oh no! I mean the total guide to puberty says don't scream when you see it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, he is remaining pure.
Very well. So, as you enjoy your beverages that you don't get drunk on, and you lose whatever money you borrowed, we go down the sewers to where Ricard and Echo Rex have descended into what amounts to essentially a rave. There is a narcotic smoke that consists of variety of substances currently hanging in the air. You can see people doing various opiates and other consumables in the crowd. There is a band that is fairly hopping in the crowd. There's a singer up in front who is generally having a good time singing to the crowd. There's food, there's drinks of unknown origin, but they come in jars as opposed to glasses. This is probably one of the least formal places that Ricard has been to in 2,000 years, but feels like yesterday.
I can think of very few things that are more enticing to a vampire than an underground rave. So, yeah, he gets right up in there.
All right.
He consumes whatever other people are consuming. He dances and he has a great time.
All right. So, you're going to be approached by several men and women who wish to ingratiate themselves to the new leader of South Cove / Karth.
Yeah, I think you would end up with 2 or 3 of them by the end of the night.
Okay. Awesome. Echo, are you going to participate in this orgy?
No, he just wants to make sure Ricard's safe.
Okay. So you're just going to be the third wheel?
Yeah, I guess he's kind of a third wheel of sorts.
All right.
I mean, objectively, he's probably the horniest person in the party.
That's true.
All right. So, Ricard, I need you to roll out of these 2 or 3. Let's roll a d3 and see how many of them are female.
What, 3d3 or
What? Just 1d3.
1d3?
Yes, please. Because you didn't define that.
He's all
unless
like,
you choose to.
only 123.
All right, so you found 3 feminine individuals. And so I need 3 D100s. What is the likelihood of Ricard being very virile?
Say pretty damn good.
Okay, so what number would you like to set on the D100?
Capino, is it 50?
50? Okay, so please roll 3 D100s. And any one of these that lands over a 50, you will have a offspring at some point in the future. One of them. Very
You're so irresponsible, Ricker.
Cool. So,
Yeah,
Ricard, we have established a future character to be dealt with.
but it's a fun story.
It is a fun story.
Jinx, you owe me a soda. All right, so Ricard, the party lasts all night long, and the girls will eventually leave. And the morning will dawn, the Sturges will retreat, and you guys are free to emerge in the morning. Brennan is going to wait until the damn Heroes Feast has worn off so that he can get drunk. And he did not want to go out in the crowd, so he stayed at the Von Karth estate to get drunk in quiet, staying out of trouble. His room, though, looks like a mess. All right. So, as you guys emerge from your various places around town, you have no idea where each other are, except for Ricard and Echo.
Echo, were you there all night?
Pretty close by,
Watching.
yeah.
Well, shit, man, you should have joined in.
Yeah.
Ricard, can I get a performance check, please? Thank you, Ricard. Echo, it was quite a show.
Yeah, he wasn't there for the show. He was making sure Ricker didn't get stabbed in the back by one of these chicks. So
Out of character, thank you so much.
He is a vampire, so I'm guessing we're going more in the direction of Twilight vampires than I don't know,
No,
Dead
there
by
was definitely some biting going on.
or
some claws,
more
but-
in that direction than Dead by Dawn. Not Dead by Dawn. What's it? What's the one with Selma Hayek? Tarantino.
Yes. Gosh. Crap.
Selma Hayek.
Dead by Daylight.
No,
Is it-
Dust Till
From
Dawn?
Dusk Till Dawn.
Dusk Till Dawn. Yeah, there we go. From Dusk Till Dawn, vampire. Yeah, less Dusk Till Dawn, more Twilight.
For the record, that was a great vampire film.
I just like Selma Hayek in that movie, to be honest.
Not wrong. She's an objectively beautiful woman.
I like the guy with the codpiece gun.
Yeah,
that was pretty great too.
Well, like when I watched that, I didn't know the title of the movie because it was on television, and so like halfway through the movie, suddenly it's a vampire movie.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
comes out of nowhere.
that's the shtick. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you guys wake up. Where are we going? What are we doing? Ricard and Echo are together.
Rose is, after she's gonna wake up and actually head back to the palace.
The guy is there still, Sweet August.
Oh yeah, she just leaves.
You just leave.
Just
no goodbye,
leaves.
just walk out.
Damn. Yep.
You could leave your shadow in the bed in your place and use that to sneak out.
No, I mean the shadow was with her the whole time, so I'm sure he had a fun night. But but no, she literally just walks out.
Is that like twins?
Basically, yeah. Except one is like you can't see the features because it's a shadow. But yeah, but it's literally a simulacrum of her for all intents and purposes. So yeah. I mean, technically it's a construct, so it doesn't have like blood or anything like that. But still, yeah. But she is going to head to the tower or the citadel, and she's going to send out some paper birds, because it's back to work. She is going to send out a message to. She's going to write it out, and she's going to, let the paper bird fly, and she's going to try again because last time she tried it failed. She's just going to say Bryn Gemflower.
Okay.
Does it fly away this time?
It does fly away this time.
Oh.
And it flies northeast.
Interesting. But she is going to let that fly away. And she is going to, do all the normal stuff in the morning, bathe, brush her teeth, all the normal stuff while she waits for the others to come back.
Okay. Can you send me the message that you're sending to Bryn Gemflower?
I will. It's not going to be very long because I think the paper birds is only paper. It has to be pretty short, I think.
Yeah, it's one piece of paper.
Is there a limit to the magic on how long the message can be? Well, let me see. No, it's just one sheet of paper. Yeah, any piece of paper. All right, I will type that out in the meantime while everyone else is doing their post-morning hangover. Well, we're not. We were perfectly cogent, which kind of ruins the magic of carousing. To be honest, it's not the same if you can't get drunk. But oh well.
It's very easy to replicate the effect. Just hit your head against a wall.
Like I said, Aimer got drunk somehow.
Yep.
Whether he found something to get drunk off of, whether he just started like hanging himself upside down.
Well, it's actually
breakdancing.
It's pretty easy actually, because all you have to do is take off your amulet of proof against poison and dispel magic on yourself, and then I'm pretty sure you could get drunk. So yeah, it's not that hard actually.
With enough effort, he could have done that.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me type that up in the message while everyone's doing their thing.
Okay. All right. So Aimer, as you recover from being drunk this morning,
Aimer, he's like, oh god, what? He's like, he's not having a good time. Then he looks in the bed and he's like, oh.
You look around the bed and she is laying on the floor. And she's got her clothes on, and you are currently restrained.
Nice.
Aimer's like, he looks left, he looks right, he looks at her. Can he even see her from the bed?
Oh yeah.
She's like, I'm like, okay.
You can see her head on one side of the foot of the bed and her feet on the other. Tall girl.
I don't even know what happened. He kind of blinks a couple times. He teleports himself out of the restraints.
Cheater.
And, well, of course, it's Aimer.
I know.
I mean, he could have picked it with his teeth, I suppose.
Yeah. But he didn't.
He didn't, because he's realized he did something with another orc. And he's like, why did I do this? So he's like very gingerly gathering his things up, And he's gonna be one of those ones where you have the guy who's like basically using all of his clothing and stuff to cover his crotch as he sneaks out of the room.
Sure.
That's exactly what Aimer's doing right now.
Awesome. Aimer, how virile are you?
What's that?
You got busy with this orcish woman last night. Shall we roll a D100?
Oh, I mean, Aimer probably has illegitimate children.
Oh, I know.
But let's be real.
We're just trying to establish that.
Oh.
What number would you like to set?
I don't know. I said a 60, so chances are if we've gone 50-50, it probably happened.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
And Amer's just like, he doesn't even know if he gave his name last night.
Oh no,
And if he did, it probably was a false name because it is
of
Amer.
course.
But yeah, he's literally sneaking out of the room with all of his stuff in front of his crotch, like holding it, like kind of doing a little crab walk
Sure.
as he escapes.
As you escape, the madam
Walk
of the
of shame.
establishment is at the front and looks at you. Payment.
Did I not pay?
She smiles.
Uh,
Of course not. You can't pay ahead of time for services that are yet to be determined. And
Oh,
she
God.
wipes the side of her face, and you realize that her entire face is just maggots.
Ew.
She's a Zugatoth.
A what?
So what's the bill? Let's just get this over with.
Well, based off of what I heard, you owe her 2 gold pieces.
Well, here's 20, and just pretend I was never here.
She smiles. Who?
Amer's like, exactly, and then he's still not dressed, and he scurries out the door.
Okay. Awesome. So you go out into the city streets with your butt
He's-
hanging out.
He runs behind he runs into a back alley with some crates and starts getting dressed.
Okay. There's an old drunk guy laying there. He's half Clincolly, so he's got the upper body that's just scaly, and he looks up at you. Hey, brother, you got a copper for an old veteran?
Amer's like, you know, I don't have time for this. And he reaches into his pouch as he's, hurriedly putting his pants on and goes, are you just trying to get really drunk? Is that all you want?
Sure.
Amer will hand him 5 gold.
Oh, thanks, mister. Yeah.
Remember, I
You're
was
the
never
best.
here.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. If I find out you said otherwise, I'm gonna rip you in half. As Amer says, he's putting on the rest of his clothes and walking away.
You look a good-looking guy.
Oh, he's kind of shivers and he's.
Wish I had one of those.
You have 5 gold. Get whatever you want. And Amer's gone.
Yeah, that's not what he was talking about. But anyway.
Oh wow. Amer's like, whatever, man. I'm out.
Okay, are you going to the Citadel as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Test your dinner day. How did you spend the evening, other than getting drunk and spending gold?
He just had a very chill time watching the crowd. He's not as exciting a person as the rest of this group that he's been flung into by the Haven Set. So he just kept his head down and is getting ready for disaster cleanup in the morning.
Okay.
He is moving himself slots around that evening, preparing for probably. Let's just say the next morning he's coming with removed disease prepped.
Gotcha. So, as you are the designated driver who stayed awake all night long, you're free and clear to go wherever you'd like. Are you going to the Citadel as well?
Yeah, I may as well head to the castle because that's where probably Ricard's going to be dragging himself back to.
All right. So, everyone except for Brennan will be at the Citadel about the same time. Lady Von Karth is there and has already been doing business and has several bureaucrats around a large table as the party animals walk in. And she's going to scowl at you and furrow her brow and with a head gesture, excuse you guys from the room.
Use her.
Ricard will just walk out of the room.
Okay?
Amer's like, where's the kitchen? He also leaves.
Okay.
Wait, is she excusing all of us except for Rickard,
No,
or
she's getting all of you out because she does not want party animals dealing with the governmental affairs of Karth.
party animals? Well, I guess that's
What
fine.
do you think you guys did last night?
Yep.
We conquered a city bloodlessly. I felt that that's worthy of celebration.
Yes,
Uh,
but as a
but-
governmental representative, she has stuff to do.
Oh well.
As Pharrell Williams would say, we stayed up all night to get lucky.
Well, Testadinidae, being nice and sober and experienced with the management of a temple, is going to offer his services.
She looks at you. Please roll your persuasion check, sir.
One moment. 20's moving like molasses today.
Mm-hmm. With a 11, unfortunately, she is not going to accept your input. And this is more of the fact that the rest of your party is irresponsible at the moment, as opposed to just you. So she is
Well,
going to...
Testadinidae has enough wisdom that when given an out from extra responsibility, take it.
Right. So the governmental
he had to offer, but he didn't want it to be accepted.
So the governmental affairs will be taken care of by Mrs. Von Karth. She is at work, and she's enjoying it. But you guys won't get to talk to her all day.
That's fine. Actually,
The throne room. What glyphs and protections are in the throne room?
You're going to go back in there and check it out because that's where she's got to do the business.
Yeah. Yeah,
You didn't-
Echo wants to know what protections and what magic's being used in the throne room to protect Ricard or whoever's going to be there.
All right. So you go in there, and Shadback is there and is currently going through them. She is working to reforge them. And the first ones that she's doing are a proof against teleportation.
Okay. Yeah, so I think Echo's going to offer to help her.
She scowls at you. Roll your persuasion check, sir. Because she takes this as a personal responsibility.
Oh, okay.
Because if you do something wrong and it comes back on her, she gets blamed for it.
So yeah, so he's going to offer himself as, he's going to follow her lead, but he wants to offer his support.
Okay.
24.
Wow, with a 24, you will convince her and she will absolutely accept your help. And her
Okay.
countenance will soften somewhat as you demonstrate your skills with enchanting. And she will put you to work.
Good. I've got some ideas.
What glyphs and wards would you put in place
Well,
with her assistance?
I'm just going to help her along with the ones she's doing. She's along the right lines. I'd like to set up Hallow, and
she will
yep.
encourage against it because of the populace of the city.
I see.
Because
what do we have to do to modify a spell if we want to modify some of the requirements of the spell that?
Well, there's tons of options. What are we trying to modify? Hallow just sucks for this location. Because,
for this location.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're talking about excluding certain species, and
yep,
that's not going to work.
And it's such a diverse population.
Right. And basically you're going to become exclusionary, and it's going to cause a war.
What about Zone of Truth?
Setting
up like a permanent Zone of Truth.
Yeah. Zone of Truth makes sense. Absolutely.
Okay. And then a glyph of warding.
Many glyphs of warding. There's many of them.
One of the ones I wanted to set up is if anybody takes a hostile act against whoever's on the throne.
Sure.
We'll drop the Dark Star on them.
Okay.
And,
what if they're right next to him though?
Well, yeah. But at least that puts them at a disadvantage starting off, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just a fun suggestion: if anyone insults Karth, fairy fire, like bright pink, sparkly fairy fire on them if they insult Karth in the throne room.
Pink fairy fire.
Yeah.
Bright pink fairy fire.
That's a great way to do it because it grants advantage to everybody against them.
Yep.
Is it only
But-
attack rolls, or is it everything?
It's
Just attack
advantage
rolls.
on attack rolls.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I was like,
And it's
could you
also
get advantage
humiliating.
on persuasion rolls against, like hostile persuasion rolls against someone with that? Interesting.
One of the ones that
Yeah.
she wants to implement because of who she is she wants to get assistance because it's difficult for her to install a non-detection zone so that you cannot scry in the area.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm all for that. Okay. What do we need to roll to do that?
You guys can take your time. In 3.5, they called it taking 20, just rolling until you got a 20. And
Okay.
it was just keep rolling until it happens. So
I
that's what's
gotcha.
going to happen.
Now, if you
Yeah,
want to
that's
take
how-
it to like to the next level, what you do is you build a cheap replica of the throne room, and you have any scrying spells cast on the throne room redirect to the empty cheap copy.
That's
That's
expensive.
interesting. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
But then people who cast scrying on the throne room don't know that their scrying failed.
Oh, but it's more intimidating if it does. Which is
Yeah,
more
I
fun.
know.
Yes, that's what Echo's doing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So,
There's a time and place for good ideas. I'll let you know when we encounter it.
so you and Shadra will get all the various glyphs installed, and she will make some small talk with you, Echo, and try to ask more about Ricard and the legends that she's heard about him, and are they all true?
I will confirm the ones that I know about. I'll explain some of his deeds and what some of the battles we've had that I've witnessed personally.
Okay.
As far as his previous battles, I've heard tales that many of them are true, but I didn't witness them myself.
She nods.
But I will definitely play him up as much as possible.
Yeah, she's going to ask about all of the stuff that are in the paintings at the Von Karth estate, whose veracity may or may not be in doubt.
Oh, I see.
Because, let's face it, Ricard has become a bit of a legend, and some stories over several hundred years have grown far beyond the capacity of a two-armed, two-legged individual.
Yeah. I'll play him up quite a bit. I'll explain his role in bringing Amarazi back, fighting
Okay.
Doldrin.
So you're going to stay to the facts?
Yeah, kind of stay to the facts, but I will, I'm not going to exaggerate too much, but I do want to post him in the best light
Sure.
possible.
I believe
Presentation.
in the business we call this amongst attorneys acceptable puffery.
Acceptable
yeah.
puffery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's done some amazing things that I've seen, so I definitely
If
stick
I've
to
told
those.
you once, I've told you a trillion times. I never exaggerate. Awesome. So you provide spin to the stuff that you know to be facts.
Exactly.
Understood. So there's no deception. Your persuasion is really solid. He will rise in her estimation.
Excellent.
All right. So what are the rest of you guys doing today? As that's going to take Echo all day.
Oh well, Rose is actually, once everyone has, bathed and made themselves presentable, so probably around noon, she will actually. Well, she'll go to Echo and she'll. Well, it's probably safe in here. Is there a room we can go to that has privacy?
Lots of
She'll ask Test2 and Rickard to come with her because there's something she needs to talk to them about.
Is Amer going as well?
Well, he already knows everything
Okay.
that she's gonna talk about, so
Very well.
he can if he wants to. So I mean, yeah, if he wants to. Yeah, she's not excluding him.
Okay.
I mean, if he's just bored and wants to follow, he can.
I mean, do we want to leave Amer unsupervised?
Is he here? Is he AFK? I think he's
How
AFK.
about, sorry, back. This is me.
Rose approached Testu and Rickard because there's something she wants to talk to them about. Do you want to come with her? Because she's like going to a private room.
Yes, Amer feels very out of place, and so he's like, yeah, that's fine. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you already know everything she's gonna say, so but it's gonna be very boring. But hey, right. So, when she's gonna enter the room and then she's gonna close the door, and then I'm gonna make sure there's no one nearby. I'm gonna use my passive 33 perception. You know what? I'll even go all the way just to, I'll drink a potion of advantage just to do a perception roll.
Okay.
Just to make sure there's nobody nearby who can overhear.
Sure.
37.
With a 37, there is nobody nearby who can hear what's going on.
Mm-hmm. And then she is going to. You know what? Before I do that, Amer, can you cast See Invisibility, or is that something within your power?
Amer, like, he pulls out his spell book, which only has a very few amount of spells. He's like, nope, sure can't.
There, I got it. Hang on. And you see the little lizard crawl out from the gap in Cecidine's shell by his neck, stand on his head, do a little dance walking in a circle, gives a little chirp, and goes back into the crevice. And Cecidine says, yeah, Nano Zwatal says nobody's here.
There's no scrying either. No scrying sensors, nothing?
He's got true sight. He sees everything but good deals.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. What's his name?
Nana Zwatal.
Nana Zawatam? Thank you.
Zwatal, but yes.
Nana Zawatal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought it was just Aztec for Celestial. It just sounds right.
Yeah, so before I speak about these things, I'm going to have to ask all three of you, Testu, Rickard, Nana Zawaltal, and I suppose Monteban as well. I'm going to ask you to swear that what I'm about to tell you does not leave this room. You may not speak with it to anyone outside of this room. It's very important.
Well, I would hope that you trust me by now, because if you were to reveal, for example, that you are actually the Taresk in human form, who is seeking to devour others to grow your power and eventually devour the moon, I probably would let that leave the room. But something lower than that, yeah, I can keep a secret.
I mean, I suppose it just depends on your point of view and which. I am not going to eat the moon. I can definitely say that much.
Are you sure? Now I'm legitimately curious.
I do not see any future in which I eat the moon. I mean, change comes to everything, so I suppose I can't say it's impossible, but I am as certain as one can be that I am not going to attempt to destroy or devour Anwa or the moon. She's saying that to Testu with complete seriousness.
Tessa is being a bit joking around because the moon is the moon. And he says, well, so long as it's, within the purview of us as adventurers, I can keep a secret.
She looks to Nana Zawatl.
Zawatl just pokes his head out, sticks his tongue out, and goes back inside Tessidine's shell.
Is that a yes? Because if he's not agreeing to it, I'm going to ask him to leave.
He doesn't like talking to the impure. I'll realize he says, sure, whatever, you weirdo.
Knowing what he knows about Sweet August Rose, I don't think that the lawful good Kuwaddle would want to be in here.
Oh, what? I don't know what the Kuwaddle would know, but okay, the Kuwaddle jumps off of Tessidine's shell, turns into a very grumpy-looking dwarf, and stomps out of the room.
Okay. He can wait right outside the door. He doesn't have to go far, but he does not want to be in here with this conversation.
And she looks at Rickard and Montalban.
Ricard looks at Montalban. Yeah, secret's safe with us.
Oh, let me guess.
Get over that.
You had a certain thing happen last night, and now you're looking for godparents.
No. Well, no, this experience that we've had with regime change, there was a reason why I was pushing so hard for it, and I wanted practice. So, Sweet August Rose isn't the name I was born with. It's a name I earned. My birth name is Santiana Augusta Maria Santissima de la Rosa.
Oh, that's why you didn't ask me if I was being held to secrecy. Got it.
Yeah, well, yes, you already know all this stuff.
And we're tapping his head like, oh, I made a big boy move.
So, yes, that is my birth name. My family, for a long period of time, was a major power in the city of Bourbon before we were wiped out about a century ago, when I was a child. And I am attempting, my ultimate goal, or my immediate goal, is to essentially conquer Bourbon and take it back. My enemies think I'm dead. Or at least I hope they think I'm dead. There have been leaks, I say as I look at Aimer.
Hey, you shouldn't open your mouth and not say anything. I do have pretty good ears.
There have been some leaks, but I've endeavored to the best of my ability to make sure my enemies think I am still dead. They think, or at least I hope they think, that I died as a child. Which is why I am being so secretive. But I do plan on overthrowing the leader of Bourbon.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I have to ask. So the regime change that occurred in Bourbon, under what circumstances did it happen? Because if it was a conflict between mortals that resolved the conflict, then I don't think that the Vine should really get involved.
Fair enough.
Versus if, there was fiends and the abhorrent and foul magics involved, then yeah.
Oh, you've been Bourbon, have you?
I have not been to Bourbon, no.
Yeah.
Actually, Eric, this I don't think this is anything that's ever come up because she hasn't really discussed that night since like episode 30.
I love the fact that
Yeah,
you
we need like a
got
half episode flashback at this
Yeah,
point.
well,
in the
it's,
manga.
I was rewatching I was
I'm glad.
skimming the episode, so I know roughly where
Sure.
all this drama happened. With this one, that little bastard. I can't believe he's still alive, by the way.
Oh yeah. For the record, if you watch sessions every single day, they go all the way up, even right now, to September 14th.
Out of character. Yeah, a little Khajiit, Tabaxi, recognized her name, and there was a whole thing where she basically, the party convinced her not to murder him.
Put him on the screen. That's fine.
And she wanted desperately to murder him because, information security. But the party convinced her not to, so she let him go. But then behind everyone's back, she put a very, very steep bounty on his head, and he has been laying low ever since. But anyways, that's neither here nor there because this is all
just
out of character.
because we want to just give some visual stuff. This is what the guy looked like.
Little rat bastard.
Indeed.
Isn't
So
his name like No One or something?
this one, yeah.
This one, okay.
Yeah. But she just but the question I wanted to ask Eric is, so when when Rose described the assault on her family before and all that stuff, I think this is before we even established that Cervantes was all demony. At the time, did he have the current demonic influence he has now, or was it just normal men and his doppelgangers and all that stuff?
The people who attacked the castle were mostly human or elves. There were a couple of orcs involved, but
There were mercenaries, yeah, and
Mercenaries.
the red, what are they? The Frank Fang,
Red talons.
The Red Talons, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Most
not that I
of-
could tell which one are Red Talons because they're all doppelgangers.
Most of that was either doppelgangers or humanoids, not fiendish influence at the
Yeah.
time.
At the time, yeah. Okay. So she does turn to Testu and just say, well, I can't say for certain whether he had demonic influence back then. I was only 30 years old. When he attacked, I remember that night, he attacked the castle. Most of them seemed like normal soldiers, all very skilled, of course, but I didn't see any demons that night. But like I said, I was a child and it was a very unpleasant day. But I can tell you that now he is steeped in demons. He's controlled by or has some sort of bargain with an otherworldly entity, and Bourbon has been turned into a hive of demon-infested, scummery, I suppose.
It makes South Cove look like paradise.
South Cove allows demons, but they have to behave themselves. In Bourbon, they can do whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they want, as long as they don't piss off Cervantes.
Okay. Now, I have to ask, since they've taken over the town, why would they care if someone who was, by your standards, a child at the time, still remains from the old regime? And are there still loyalists to your family in the town that you hope to reclaim?
Yes and no. Why they care? Well, I have a legitimate claim to the rulership of the city. Well, it's complicated. There was no
Yeah,
one
'cause-
single ruler, but I have a legitimate claim.
Thing is, demons
Especially to
tend
the
not
castle.
to care at all about legitimacy. If it was devils, maybe, but demons, they don't care.
I'm a threat.
That I think we can agree on.
I'm operating. I haven't spoken to them. I mean, I don't know. I'm operating under the assumption that they want me dead. It seems prudent. As far as
they're
loyalists go, I mean, this was over a century ago. There's not that many people left alive who even remember what it was like being ruled by my father. I say rule. He wasn't in charge. There were multiple powerful nobles in charge of the city. Cervantes had them all wiped out. The two prominent ones were Cervantes and my father, I should say. But I intend to purge the city of its demonic influence, remove Cervantes, and turn it into the garden it's supposed to be, a veritable paradise by the sea.
I see. And are you intending to use South Cove's resources to enact this? Because if it's demons, I don't think there's going to be someone you're going to be easily able to challenge for leadership, as we had here.
Oh no, it's going to be bloody and brutal.
War.
I highly doubt there's going to be a nice, neat, tidy little bow in this change like there was here in Karth. She says to Rickard.
Yeah, well, you know me. I'm ready for a fight.
Now the question becomes, where does this fit in with our plans to combat Veradrex?
She looks at it. She looks at him and just says, "It doesn't." But if I'm able to gain control of the city, I would gain control of the most powerful navy on the continent. Keyword on the continent.
Yeah, that's a concern, because if the ships are being taken over by demons, then
They're not.
once so
It's
what
a
is
mix.
what is the extent of demonic infestation?
I mean, Baylor's walk the street and eat people.
Oh, yes, then one would assume that even once the leadership is taken out, the demons on the ships would simply just eat the crew and take the ships elsewhere.
You do that anyway, to be fair.
I have plans in order to try to maintain as much of the military powers as I can. I won't go into it deeply because, well, I believe the term is operational security and compartmentalization. But I do have plans to maintain as much of the infrastructure of the city as I can.
Well, maintaining the infrastructure of the city and taking it from the demons might be mutually exclusive, because something I need to put on the table, something you'll probably find abhorrent, is choosing your homeland as the place where Verajax is confronting, as the devastation would impact the demons primarily.
No, that's not an acceptable solution. It's not just demons there. There are people who live there.
And not to mention, if anything too bad happens there, it'll turn into a giant bomb, blow the city up.
What's that?
Don't forget, there's massive amounts of frenzy in the city.
That's true.
What's frenzy?
What in the city?
It's a drug.
It's a
Roll
very
medicine check,
explosive. It's a very explosive drug. I don't want to talk about how I know that.
It's
You can
it's
roll a medicine check.
Did Ricard do frenzy last night?
No.
no.
Frenzy's
I would not
like
have allowed that.
Frenzy's like haste and confusion put together.
All right, so there you go. Enjoy your frenzy.
Currently, Bourbon is a major supplier and distributor of well, not supplier, distributor of slaves and all sorts of various things like frenzy. That's where Cervantes gets most of his war chest. From my understanding, he's currently building up his fleet and navy in order to try to take on the Protectorate. What can I only assume his main goal is to acquire more power, but I don't know what exactly his goals are. It's not like I've had a conversation with the man. But regardless, go ahead.
What allies have you gathered that you think could take the city? Because you'd have to absolutely take the city to protect the people from the demons.
He's gonna lean back and think about that. I have gathered many allies. That is what I've been doing for the last year. And even before that, there were plans put in motion. This plan has been in motion for at least 80 years that I'm aware of. There are allies. We will not be storming the city alone. I have several powerful beings, well, more than several at this point. Dozens of powerful beings, as well as a very powerful organization that are fighting in my corner. I don't want to list them out by name because, like I said, compartmentalization. I know you have sworn not to reveal anything I've said, but mind reading is a thing. She looks at Rickard, apologetically.
You don't have to tell me nothing.
Yeah.
I doubt there's anything that I could add to your plan that you haven't already considered, but I am a weapon, a tool at your disposal.
Well, I doubt Karth is going to be very busy maintaining its own stability. I don't expect any military support, but I do expect economic support after everything is said and done. The cities are neighbors. It makes sense to have a friend in charge here. It could benefit both of us.
I could see that working out very well.
I have made inroads into Nausea to try to benefit both of us as well economically, but that's something that's quite boring. But yes, that is my goal. And as far as helping defeat Vagradan, not much. But, what you do earn if you do help me take the city, you do earn my help in defeating Vagradan.
I would hope I have your help in fighting Vagradan. Last I understood, you folks kind of were why he's out there.
No, Cecilia. Cecilia is the reason why he's out there.
He shrugs. like I said, he is a very large threat, but evil is everywhere in this world. Change is always happening. I would most likely help you defeat him anyways, but there are circumstances where I might decide not to attack Vagradan. I can assure you, if you do help me take my city, you would have my help for sure. I would swear to it. And I feel like that is a fair trade.
Well, let me put it this way. When you say you want to take your city,
It's a colloquialism. It's not actually my city.
Yes. You wish to liberate your homeland.
I'm going to create a garden. A place of peace and healing where I can teach people the truth of this world and free them from their attachments. That is what my goal is.
I'm
And
also going to free them from attachments.
I'm sorry, what was that? I couldn't hear that.
I said I'm also going to free your people from attachments. The other way.
Well, when it comes to purging demons from this world that prey upon mortals, you have my support.
That is very well true. It's made it quite easy to find allies in this endeavor because, to be quite blunt, Bourbon is a disgusting blotch on the face of Reston. It's what he has done to the city is. None of you are old enough to remember the way it used to be. It used to be beautiful.
I'm old enough, but I never went there.
I'm talking to Rickard and Testu. I know you're a century older than me.
Well, I think you can clearly tell that I have plenty of reason to empathize with you, but
no,
sounds like the situation is much worse for your end, so sorry about that.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. Makes me wonder if we could use those demi-planes of Sturges against the demons.
Unfortunately, like I said, there are many people who live in the city who do not deserve that happening to them. The organization I work for is fairly precise. So, while I can't make any guarantees, I can say we are going to be keeping unnecessary casualties to a minimum.
Oh, true, but for example, demons tend to be able to fly, so if you engage the demons at night high in the air, suddenly unleashing a massive cube of Sturges, you can guess where 90% of that damage is going to go.
And then after they're done with the demon... Well, many demons... well, regardless, I don't... like blowing up a frenzy bomb in the middle of the city might solve many problems, I just think it creates just as many, and I am not going to unleash Sturge plagues on the city, because it's just too indiscriminate. And besides, the Sturges, well, they do seem to attack mindlessly. I feel like they would kill a lot more people than they would kill demons. Many of the demons there, at least all the important ones, are quite tough.
Not to mention the air defenses of the city.
Yes, that's something I need to work on. Keep in mind, this isn't happening anytime soon. I'm still
okay.
putting things together.
I thought you were bringing with the hush hush and seriousness. I thought this was something that we were doing before lunch.
No, I'm.
Okay, that makes a bit more sense.
I've reached the point where I trust you enough to tell you my real name, and as the others can attest to, I look at Aimer. That is something I take very seriously.
Hey, to be fair, it wasn't me who called out your real name in the middle of a coliseum. That
True.
was also Cecilia.
That was also Cecilia.
Ricard's gonna look down at Testu and be like, "Damn, Testu, you were just ready to jump into a city and fight demons, weren't you?"
Pretty much, easy come, easy go. But I guess I can attest to Dinnaday.
Ricard goes cross-eyed.
Yeah, that backfired.
I just nod. but yes, that is my goal. I wanted you to be aware of what my goals are and my real name.
Okay.
Like I said, if you breathe a word of this to anybody, I will kill you.
You could try.
She just blinks. But it won't come to that. Like I said, you seem wise enough and responsible enough not to do something silly.
I think more importantly is that I'm just apathetic enough to not really care. There's demons. We're going to eventually go kill some demons. I don't think we have to make it more complicated than that for the rest of us. What you do after the demons are dead is...
I appreciate that attitude. Yes, we will be killing lots of demons. Though
Yeah, I'm a cleric of Anwa. If you take anything too seriously, life becomes unbearable.
Though I do have a question, and maybe you can answer it. I've slain plenty of demons on this plane. From my understanding, they don't actually die; they just go home.
Yes, that's correct.
They do, yes, but they don't just pop back there like coming back from the store. You splat them here, they arrive as a splatter there, and they have to recongeal themselves like a puzzle that's been shattered.
Well, yeah, I have a question because many demons are capable of shifting planes. I've seen them do it. Like, if I kill one here and he goes back home, what's stopping him from healing like in a day, and then just plane shifting right back? Is there like rules where they can't come back, or?
Generally, it depends on the power of the demon, but if you, like for example, banishment keeps them away for an extended period of time. But as I understand, the bigger they are, the longer it takes them to reform, because after all, the bigger they are, think of it as an infinitely more complex puzzle that they have to put back together.
How long? Okay, so for something about as strong as a Baylor, how long does that take? Guesstimating. I think that's a GM Eric question.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
Yeah, Testudente looks at the camera and blinks slowly.
Let's roll the religion check, sir. As we break the fourth wall for just a moment. Ooh,
Hey, I just saw Deadpool and Wolverine, man. I'm all up in that.
We're not
I'm
going to
all
talk
up.
about that at all. We're not talking about that
no
at all
spoilers.
because I've not seen it yet.
Okay, no spoilers.
I've been avoiding trailers even.
Yeah.
The fourth wall is broken.
Duh. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a ton of
Yeah.
Okay. So, some of us have families that want to go see it, and we're waiting on them.
I will not spoil.
Thank you. So, Aimer, Baylors usually take between 7 days and a year to come back, just to their full power. And then, why would they return to the material plane unless there's a reason to?
Now, do I know anything specific about why such a wide range is the power of the Baylor?
It's more of not just the power of the Baylor, but what he's done, his influence, etc. Because it's not just the individual, it's them rebuilding their power base in order to have that fear that powers them. Because it's not just their innate powers that they rely on. They rely on various things. Some might rely on pain of others. Others might rely on greed, the 7 deadly sins, etc. Depends on what the specific individual is using as their power base.
Aimer reiterates that.
I understand.
One thing to consider, though, is that if they get splattered and sent back to their home realm, they're vulnerable in that state. They don't just pop normally in, and that's an opportunity for any Baylors or any others to take their territory in the abyss.
And for the record, we're not just talking Baylors in Bourbon. There are a wide variety of fiends and devils.
Yeah,
and
there's all sorts of there's pit fiends. She's just using the Baylors as a benchmark.
Example, right.
Yeah, it's a good benchmark because like those are like mid-ranking lieutenants, which is fucking terrifying.
Yeah, if you get splattered, it's the opportunity for another fiend to find you and enslave you.
Yeah,
Or
okay.
use your power, etc. Yes.
Yeah,
So
usurp your position in the
Okay.
hells.
Right.
she nods and just says, "Yeah, thank you. I didn't know that. Unfortunately, my information has some pretty large holes in it, which I'm working to rectify. But rest assured, I am working diligently to pull all of this together. In fact, there's actually something I have to talk to Echo about right after this. Do you either of you have any questions? I mean, you both seem quite up to smiting demons, which is admittedly going to be a large meaty portion of what I'm going to be doing on that day.
Well, there's always the celestial forces of the Pinnacle if we want to just drift it over there.
I hadn't considered that. I thought that would be mostly out of bounds. I do need to talk to Amarosi about gaining his help. Large part of the reason why I was working to aiding Echo and resurrecting him was hoping to ask for his help, or if he never came back, at least getting the help of a powerful sorcerer like Echo. Fortunately, it seems I have both. Things worked out in that manner. But
Well, if
yes,
you're able to, build up some extra planar allies, get the angels on your side after all, unless something's changed about the balance, those demons are upsetting the balance of the material plane. It has to be counterbalanced. I have the power of gate. I could literally open a portal to the armies of the heavens. Just need to have the right persuasion, the right opportunity.
he nods and says, I don't have many allies amongst the celestial realms, but now that that is a possibility, I will make inquiries. Thank you, Testu.
I'm here to help. I'm where I'm needed.
She nods. Just to be safe, she is going to Nazuwatl, can you come back in? I just want to make sure there are no more those scrying sensors popped up while you were in here.
So the grumpy dwarf walks in, looks around, spins around, does two little military style about faces, just gives a thumbs up.
Well, I'm assuming, Eric, are there no scrying sensors in here while we're doing this?
There are no scrying sensors in here
just-
at the moment.
Look, she's paranoid. She has non-detection
should
cast
be.
on. She has
As
non-detection cast on her 24/7.
If anything, not as the Waddle, you could totally trust him with that because Quaddle have this ability where no magic can determine their location, read their thoughts, or detect their emotions. They are literally invisible to all but the gods.
Man, I wish the best I can do is non-detection. Man, I wish that would work on her. All right. Well, yeah. She nods and just says, "Thank you. I'm trusting both of you, and I believe my trust is well placed." Oh, I'm sorry.
All right.
Not
And-
all.
and in summary-
not both of you. All three of you.
And in summary, there's demons in Bourbon. It's on the agenda in the near future to go kill them.
Yeah.
Roughly, yes.
Yeah, now as Walter looks at Rose, looks at the door like you sent me out of the room for that, and just
Well,
poofs
I
back into
assumed
the
he walked
lizard.
back. I'm assuming he walked back out before you said that, because she took the whole like don't speak to this to anyone outside of this room thing seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, because she doesn't trust Nazawatal. She doesn't know him.
Well, Tessie, and you, if you need an in for getting the armies of heaven to fight on your side.
Well, first I'm going to speak to Nahalio, and Amarazi. After that, I'll try Nazawatal. But yes, thank you. If you have no more questions, then we're done here.
The only questions I have, Rose, are when and where. So just let me know when you need me.
I will let you know when and where in due time. Not soon.
I suppose the pressing question is, what's for lunch?
Anything you want. We're in the city.
Ah, all right.
And then she is going to leave, and then she's going to go bother Echo.
Maybe since I'm eating on the king's tab, I can get a decent salad.
I need something. I'm a little hungover. It was a rough night. Okay. You don't need to judge me like that. Hey! Don't give me that look. Aaron just throws his hands up. You're gonna give me sass too, Ricard? Will you talk to him?
Ricard just smiles. He does what he wants, man.
Testadene is going to wait till Amer turns away, and then he'll do his best version of imitating the bat.
Aaron looks at both of them and then just turns himself invisible and walks away.
Let's go get you that
Testadene will
salad,
reach
Chester.
down and give a little high five to the bat.
The bat looks at you. Me.
Be nice, Monty.
Me.
Never leave a guy hanging like that.
Me. And he puts out the tip of his wing. Me.
Okay, tiny high five.
Oh God, yeah, Montebon for president. That's the thing. You're gonna get betrayed by Montebon. He's gonna become the ruler of Karth, along with Gordo as his VP.
I'd vote for that.
If that's Ricard's story, that's Ricard's story.
I mean, rulers normally get a statue made when they take over. You may as well get a statue of Gordo added to your statue out in the hall.
That's right. We need to build some statues.
All right, Rose is gonna go bother Echo. He's busy doing nerd stuff, and I need him to do nerd stuff for me.
Goes here.
Well, yeah, he's busy casting wards in the throne room.
Around the castle, yeah.
She'll approach him and just ask him to send her shadow to Nausha.
Oh. Yeah. Can I do that? Give me a second. Technically, I may be able to do that. Let me check.
I mean, worst comes to worst, you could just teleport there with her and then teleport back, but I know that's very tiring for you.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh. Hey, Echo.
Yeah.
Looking at the wish spell where it says additionally you can create one of the following effects of your choice. That first one.
Yeah,
We're
I know.
doing statues.
Yeah, but those risk losing the ability to cast wish.
Oh, those carry the risk?
Yep.
Yeah,
Everything
that's it.
except eighth level spells or below
Yep.
carries the risk, unfortunately.
Oh, I see. It's all the way down at the bottom. Got it. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah, so I think I'd have to go along and come back, I guess.
Sorry about the
It
inconvenience.
teleports you and up to 8 willing creatures. I was thinking,
tell you-
can I be unwilling? Can I be unwilling and send the shadow? That's interesting, but I don't think it
No,
reads that
you
way.
gotta go to.
I gotta
Yeah.
go to-
Otherwise, you could teleport bombs.
yeah.
Or,
You
or
can
su-
teleport
or,
bombs.
or yeah, as long
Yeah,
as
you
they're a
have to go with
suicide
it.
bomber.
Yeah.
I tell you, if you take Testadene, he's got word of recall set to the Von Karth estate.
So yeah. So just to Nausha.
Yes, you're going to be leaving her there. Also, I know this is a big ask, and I know this is probably going to upset you. But may I borrow the book of the Magnificent Mansion for a day or two? She needs to wine and dine some people.
Oh. Yeah. no,
I
that's
understand that's a big ask, but I'm
Oh.
asking you humbly, please.
fine. Yeah. Yeah, you can use that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And with that, the shadow will rise from the ground and nod.
Ooh.
Rose will give her a couple thousand gold.
You're gonna give Black Rose a couple thousand gold?
Yes, just in case. Bribe money. I'll just it's all my gold, so I'll just note that 2,000 of it
That's
is
fine.
with the other person. 2,000 with Shadow Rose. The other thing she's giving her is the rings that allow the telepathy, and the magic items she's already carrying.
Okay.
Yeah, and then she just nods at Echo and just says, "Thank you. I appreciate this. This helps me a lot."
Yeah, so I can I'll cast teleport.
Okay. Who all are you taking?
I do.
Just you and Shadow Rose?
Just me and Rose.
Okay. Just you and Rose, or you and Shadow Rose?
Shadow Rose.
Okay.
Yeah, the Black Rose.
I gotta make sure. Gotta jump through the
Yeah.
hoops.
Yeah.
They didn't ask if anyone else was going.
All right.
Uh,
Well, okay. So if we have one called Rose, we should call the other Nightshade.
No, that's something different.
Nightshade is the name of her monastery.
Oh,
You can kind of see I have a theme here going on.
I mean, the Black Rose is fucking cool already.
I mean, to be fair, last night she did get deflowered.
No.
No, yeah, that happened a long time ago, before any of you guys were born.
I don't think it was before Ricard was born.
Oh
That's
yeah,
true.
I'm sorry.
then,
Accepting Ricard. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's true. Mr.
yeah, then Echo will return after dropping off the Black
Drop
Rose.
them off? Okay. All right. Where did you leave the Black Rose? Did you leave her at the Blue Cloaks?
Yeah, that's the that's the easiest place for me to get to.
Perfectly fine. It matters for a different night.
And then the Shadow Rose will use the hat of disguise I've had since the party first gave it to me in the very first session I joined you guys, and will make herself look like a normal Rose and go off to do its business.
Shadrach
With
will go ahead and give you a disapproving frown.
Shadrach,
You can't see it. He's got the mask on.
he can't frown. He doesn't have flesh.
He can frown. He's got eyes.
Those don't move. He has eye sockets. Those don't move either. Okay, so I have the gold, I have the mansion. I think that's everything I need. And she'll just, with the ring of telepathy, the Shadow Rose will say to Echo, I have business to do, but I will let you know when I'm ready to be picked up if you guys need me. If not, I can make my way to places that need my attention.
I hope so. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I assume you're going to want the book back, but yes. She nods, and then she just walks off into the city to go do the things she's going to be doing.
If you want to find out what those things are, show up on Wednesday.
Hey. Who knows? They might just run away from her.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Echo returns.
Okay.
What's the
associated object, or where are you going?
I don't think he
yeah.
has an associated object.
Yeah, I would have to return back to the Van Karth estate.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
What's the associated object you have over there?
An embroidered napkin from the table.
The napkin.
Yeah,
Okay.
Aimer didn't steal one for him.
That's right. Cool. I just jumping through the hoops.
So real Rose is just standing there waiting for Echo to come back and just
He
being like,
doesn't.
She waits for like 5 minutes and she just
Echo, you can pick up Brennan as he is hungover and ready to ride the Scorpion into town.
Yeah, okay.
Rose. After she waits like 10 minutes, she's gonna go look for the others and just think, I think I may have lost Echo.
Like, for good?
I had him teleport my shadow. Yeah, she's walking around in broad daylight with no shadow, which is kind of weird looking. I had him teleport my shadow to Nausha to do some business, and he didn't come back.
Oh, he's fine. Last time I lost him was only for like 2 months.
I mean, there was that time where we did accidentally teleport into the middle of Bourbon.
You want me to see where he is?
Can you do that? That'll be helpful.
Tessaday reaches into his pack, pulls out a very fancy-looking mirror, and casts scrying on Echo.
Okay. Cool. You see Echo and Brennan on the back of one scorpion headed into town.
Looks like they're riding a scorpion into town. So
Hmm.
they maybe went back to the mansion?
That's probably it then. Oh, thank goodness. I was worried he may have teleported into the middle of a volcano or something. From my understanding, that can happen sometimes.
I mean, this place is warded. You probably don't want to even teleport remotely near this place.
Ooh, if you're doing scrying, that doesn't work inside. You'd have to go outside to do it.
Oh, you have to be outside, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, no
Because-
scrying works in
because
there.
of all of the wards that they just installed.
Oh, yes. Okay, well, I'll go outside and do that.
So it fails, and you have to be like, and then take a step outside the door, and then do it again.
Yeah, just he does it. It's like, oh, slide to the left.
Yeah,
Recast.
basically.
It's
Like looking for cell phone reception.
for the record, I have to jump through these
Just-
hoops because if we establish one thing, I have to stick
Oh,
to
yeah.
Oh
it.
yeah.
Well,
I
it-
hear him like waving the mirror around, waiting for it to light up so he gets signal.
Yeah, no, she's like, can you hear me now? Yeah.
Okay, just jumping through the hoops of establishing.
Okay.
precedent.
Oh yeah, it's all good.
Well, with all that being done, that raises the question of what's our next goal. I know, Rickard, you might want to stick in the city for a few days, at the very least, just to remind everyone that you're here before you leave. It probably wouldn't be a good look if you immediately leave as soon as you take over the place. So you probably want to be present for those meetings your mother's having, just to at least get to know their names, shake hands, schmooze, and let them know that everything's going to be okay. Which is probably going to take a few days. But after that, where are we going?
Go get that frenzy bomb someone mentioned and put it up Veradrax's scaly cloaca.
I think we're going to the Pleasant of the Gods, right?
You want to go back to the plaza?
Yeah, I think we want to go to the Plaza of the Gods, and we're getting ready to go back and return Brennan's town or city to its,
Yeah,
to
out
its
of
formal.
character. I know that. It's Rose is just asking in character, like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I think Brennan wants to visit his mom and see if he can free her and restore the town, restore the city.
Well, yeah, Amer, you said you had that plan, right? Of
Yeah,
talking
you
to
guys-
Uso.
You guys know that Amer had a plan, but Amer left.
Oh no, where'd he go?
He got tired of the bat sass, and he turned himself he turned himself invisible, and he watched him just fade from existence and leave. And so right now he's at a bar, drinking again.
That's valid.
Because you know the hair of the dog.
Yeah, I do believe that's Amer's plan, though, is to
Yeah,
return to the Plaza of the Gods before going back
Okay.
to Brennan's hometown.
All right. Well, I suppose since the party is scattered at the moment, Rose will walk off to do her own thing as well. And then we'll just meet up later when everyone is back together.
Yeah, this couldn't possibly go wrong.
Nothing goes wrong.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Echo wants to. We created those rings of telepathy for Rose.
Yes.
He wants to create another pair of those.
Okay.
Yeah, so he'll take a potion of advantage. This is something he's going to do at the end of the day.
Sure. He's got to buy
Um,
some rings, of course. They're not that expensive. Couple gold.
Yeah,
Let's say 4.
Yeah, the ones Rose used were just normal plain gold rings, like nothing fancy.
Okay.
4 gold for the 2 rings. Piece of cake.
All right, we'll do that. And then he wants to create 2 of those.
Okay. Please roll your enchanting. And these are the interconnected telepathic rings that only go
That's
between
right.
2 of each other.
Oh, do
That's
they
right.
do they require attunement?
No. They're
No.
just
Okay.
like sending stones.
Okay.
I don't remember what the DC was. What was the DC?
I believe we set that at like a 24.
No, it was in the 30s. I remember because it was because it's a
Oh,
level
it's
8
still
I think it was
spell.
30.
It is 30. You're right.
Yeah,
You're
or,
fine with a 42, sir.
Jesus, he crit it. Ooh.
Yeah.
So
I'm
my-
not
that's
afraid
my
of
kind of-
setting high DCs for you guys at all.
That's my kind of number, Echo. It's like C,
Yeah,
40s.
yeah. That's. He's going to give this to Rickard. One for Rickard and one for Rickard's mom.
Ooh.
So
when
if you're making it for them, how about you use see if they have some Von Karth signet rings.
Oh yeah,
I'm
I
cool
guess
with
that'd be
that.
the way to go.
We can have those be actual signet rings.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And and so that way when we're out adventuring, if his mom needs him, she can call him,
Sure.
and we can come running.
All right.
And if we're ever being mean to him, he can be like, "Mom, these guys aren't being nice."
Now that does cost material components to do that, and it is an 8th level spell. So, 8. So that would cost 2,600 gold in materials.
2,600.
Oh, wait.
Rickard, you're gonna have to split the bill for this. I don't have
To be-
2,600.
To be fair, that didn't happen with Rose, so I will mark that off on my sheet because it happened to kind of
Yep.
spur of the moment. So I will mark 2,600
Yeah,
gold
it's
off
half
my
the
sheet
cost
right
of
now.
the scroll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I
So
do have the personal funds on me, but maybe since this will be directly tied to the governance of Karth,
The bureaucrats are going to make you be in debt.
It's a business expense.
I'm going to ask for a persuasion check from Ricard.
Or you need to set your family up with a
No.
grief. Ain't going there. All right.
Dad will pay for it.
Yeah, okay. Your dad's gonna have to pay for it.
Dad will pay for it. He'll pay half of it. Are you cool with half of it, Ricard? Do you have 1,300?
I don't know. I have 450 gold
You have
now.
450 gold. So let's go ahead and take 400 gold. You got 50 gold, and you'll get the rings. Your father will pay for your cell phone.
How can
Card looks down.
So his
Thanks-
mom can
thanks,
keep in
Dad.
touch with him.
Because
you be the king? How can you be the king of South Cove and be broke?
dude, have you ever played an RPG like, oh, it's the final boss fight, the world is about to end, the merchants still charge you full price, man. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
That is a good point, you know?
And the world's
Yeah.
not about to end. The city's trying
Yeah.
to flourish.
Sorry, man. In fact,
Transitional government sucks, man. That's why there's so much corruption when it happens. We'll avoid
so much corruption, Ricker.
Mom is trying to avoid that.
Yeah, he's
So
not
this
trying to
is-
be the bow hero.
Yeah, this gives you a way to communicate with your mom so that, so if she needs to call you if something goes wrong, we can do that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, if she ever needs, if something an emergency happens, it is beneficial if we have a line of communication in case we just need to teleport
All right,
in and
the-
put down
The
any.
next thing, Echo's trying to give Rickard every advantage possible. So the last thing he's going to do today is he's going to cast Simulacrum on Rickard. Now, it won't hold up to scrutiny, and we'll explain this to his mom. Hey, this won't hold up to scrutiny. However, he can be seen around the castle, maybe seen around town or whatever, and people won't think he's gone, permanently gone and not coming back. At least this gives some facsimile of the fact that Rickard is still here.
Okay, are you using the wish for this, or are we doing the 1,500
Yeah,
gold?
I got to use the wish.
You gotta use
No,
the
I got to
wish,
use the wish.
All right.
Yeah.
In that case, we ignore the 1,500 gold component, and you're able to negate the cost and the casting time.
And it'll last until I cast wish again. So
Probably get some clothes for it too.
until I cast Simulacrum again.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
Well,
you have
wait
to
a
be
second.
careful.
It's the wish is allowing you to duplicate the effects.
Yep.
So it's until you cast wish again.
No, it's until I cast Simulacrum, right?
No,
I-
if it's going to
fail.
work the other way for the wish spell on the other things, it's
No.
duplicating
what?
the effect.
Let's see.
Because you
Well, I
asked about
understand.
the same thing on the wish for doing other effects, right? For what was the one? We talked about it, I believe, in the theory crafting. where if you
Oh.
used wish to cast a
Oh,
spell,
if you dispel, right.
right,
If you dispel a spell that I cast using wish, you have
right,
to dispel it at the 9th level versus the 8th level.
right,
Yeah.
because it's the wish that's being dispelled, not simulacrum. So in this case, because the wish is the one that, all right, we'll call it the simulacrum. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, that
Well,
would.
yeah, it also
Agreed.
means he has to be careful recasting the simulacrum or the wish because
Oh yeah, I can't.
you have to ask his mom like, hey, is he like in privacy right now? Because having him melt in the middle of a meeting
Oh,
would
that
probably be pretty bad.
horrible.
Yeah, that'd be pretty bad. Yeah.
Political suicide.
Okay. And that's it. I mean, that's all the tricks I got, but that should give him the best chance of
Holding
you know
power.
pulling
So-
this off.
Yeah, so we're gonna go to the Plaza of the Gods. You know, I haven't seen Ushu in a long time.
Ricard's gonna kind of cock his head to the side and look down at Echo and smile and just be like, "You're too kind to me, man. I don't know what I've done to earn your generosity."
Well, I mean, it hasn't cost me anything, and I want you to be successful. So, this is the best way to make sure you're successful.
Well, I'm indebted to you. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think that's the end for Echo's day. I think that's it for him today. I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow or when we're ready to leave.
Okay.
Well, if
there will be
if
a
there's no-
moment. There will be a moment where Ricard and Simil Ricard will look at each other up and down. And Simil Ricard will say, "Damn, we're good looking."
You're goddamn right.
He will fist bump you.
You have
Now-
to fist.
As far as I'm concerned, that's Karth's ass.
That is Carl's ass.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Now, Rickard, I mean, he can do everything you can do. He has, your memories. He has your skills and abilities. He can't any currency you have, like key or spell points, he can't recover, and he only has half your hit points, and he can't recover hit points.
So he gets locked out of the castle because he doesn't have Ricard's key.
Yeah,
Oh,
oh shit, does he recover if he were to use his action surge? Would he recover that?
No.
no.
No. Okay, got it. Just checking.
But for all intents and purposes, a pretty damn good simulacrum.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, for a little while he'll do the job.
He winks at Ricard, and Ricard, you know that he'll do the job.
Don't worry,
Uh-huh.
bro. I got this.
Uh-huh.
Are we leaving tomorrow morning? We're going to
We'll
get a
leave-
long rest and then leave tomorrow morning. Is that the plan?
We can leave whenever you're our taxi, so unless we want to take a boat ride and then walk all the way to Asatoro, we're leaving whenever
no.
you decide we are.
Yeah. Actually, we may actually have to travel this one. I don't think I have anything from Masatoro.
I mean, can't you just? We've been there before.
Okay, out of character, Rose
Yeah.
would know that she has an associated item from the Plaza of the Gods.
I do. It's the Stone of Chronicles she has.
Oh, is that right?
Yep.
Amer's still at the bar, but as it says out of character, but we do technically have an associated item.
Yeah. I mean, she'll talk to him about it. Like, I mean, we've been to Asatoro. Can't we just teleport directly there?
Yeah, I could try, but I'm not as accurate when I don't have an associated object. When I have an associated object, I can take us there almost, guaranteed.
Well, what is an associated object?
Something that was from that place that is related to that place, to that specific location.
So you can't use like an SCD you caught that place. It has to be an actual object.
That's right.
So, well, I mean, does that mean she picks up she actually like draws her sword. Like this sword has been to this land, this castle, is that an associated object for this castle? It's been there.
No, no, but maybe a brick or stone from this castle, or
But that brick or stone came from a quarry.
yeah,
Wouldn't that take you to the quarry? Like, I don't understand what "from" means. Like, everything is interconnected. Like, I'm sorry. Anyways,
Yeah,
well, I
right.
think for she just shrugs and just reaches into her bag and pulls out a little statuette of a monk carved into a sitting position, into the lotus position. I picked this up when I was in the plaza. Remember when we were at the Temple of Zarud and there was that blasted temple right next to it? This is one of the rocks that was there. It's been there for millennia, as far as I can tell.
that should do.
Careful not to activate it. It'll. Well, it's a stone of recall. So you'll get all of my memories because I've been putting them into the statue, and two, you'll get all of the rocks memories, which is a very long and sad story.
Okay, well, let's get a long rest. And then we'll do it. Tomorrow morning we'll head to the plaza.
Can we even teleport directly into the plaza? I mean, if
We
it goes
can try.
if it goes like last time, we'll just teleport right in front of the entrance, like
Get as
most
close
things.
as you can. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I am not looking forward to visiting the Plaza of the Gods, though.
Really, I'm surprised. You'll be able to talk like not just like metaphorically or through angels or something, but like literally, Anwo, you can talk to her like a full-on conversation.
And what of how I've described Anwa makes you think that that's going to be a fun experience?
I don't
Why do
think
you
Echo has fond memories of the plaza.
It was a very interesting place. I've learned a lot since I've been there. I would like to see Ushu again. Also, there's several temples I need to visit.
Yeah, with Anwa, it's out of sight, out of mind, good place to be.
Oh, well, you don't have to go to her temple. There's every god in existence, as far as I can tell, it's not really a temple. It's more like a building, a very large building dedicated to them. I guess you could describe that as a temple, but there's no priests there. It's just abandoned.
I just don't want to remind Anwa that she has a high priest, because if I'm lucky, she's forgotten.
I mean, well, Rose is just gonna shrug. I mean, you're the priest. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess we just take a long rest.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just say that Anwa's mood swings range from teenage girl to crotchety old man and back again.
I wonder why that is, because I've always found the moon to be a thing of stability. Sure, it changes, but it always... I mean, you could set your clock to it.
Oh, indeed, but it does change a lot versus something like, say, the sun.
True. But it's reliable. It you can always tell what the phase of the moon is going to be.
I'd say she has a bit more in common with Aimer. Reliably unreliable.
We'll see.
Speaking of Aimer, he shows back up to the Citadel, just totally drunk.
Kevin will let you in.
Oh yeah. Oh, Rickard, I demand a promotion for Horgus Borgus.
Borgos?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Consider it done.
He is now the chief financial officer of Car. I'm just kidding.
Oh, crap.
I'm just kidding.
Considering he can't count to 10? Ugh.
Now he hates his job.
No, he is the chief, the bonker in chief, I suppose.
Bonker chief.
Well, he can count to 10, but only in binary.
That would suck. All right. So, you guys bed down for the night?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Awesome. Are you bedding down here in Karth, or are you going to go back to the estate?
I mean, I don't know if we want to walk, you know, a
See
couple
why we don't
miles.
stay in the
You know.
castle. Yeah.
Also, it's nighttime, so the Sturges are out, so that's probably a bad idea.
All right. Sweet.
Guess we're staying in town.
Cool. Ricard, you are provided a dinner tonight in the form of a very beautiful young man who will come and sleep in the bedroom.
Okay.
He wants to
I feast
occupy-
upon his dreams.
Yep. All right. So the other four of you, I'm going to roll 1d4. Number 3, Echo Rex. As you sleep tonight, Echo,
Be right back.
you're going to have a bit of a dream. And it is very real to you, Echo. And you see yourself on top of a mountain, looking over an expansive city that stretches out to the horizon. You look to your left, and giant gold wings spread outwards to the left and right. Your vision pans down through the city. You can see people moving around, living their lives. You realize this is a vision of what Emery Rosie sees at night as he observes a city. You don't recall what city this is, but he is watching, learning what has transpired since he's been gone. Emery Rosie is learning current events, listening to the rumors of this city. You hear gossip of various trysts and bad deals. You hear of horrible things done in the night. You feel a sigh heavy on your shoulders as the exasperation with the mortals, they haven't changed. Thousands of years gone by, and yet all they can focus on is the negative. He looks through the city looking for some glimmer of hope, some sign that he shouldn't just destroy the entire city and replace it with something more natural. As his eyes narrow, he sees a husband coming home from a long day's work, his back bent, and in his hand a loaf of bread. His wife comes to the door, greeting him and giving him a hug. A little boy with a crutch steps out of the door and hugs the man's leg. They go inside, and Emery Rosie sighs. There is hope. In a city focused on negativity and everything that's wrong, there is goodness here, even if it's hidden. And with a great swell of his wings, Emery Rosie will rise into the sky and head off towards the moon. And you will get a long rest and awake in the morning.
Excellent. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, Echo's got a lot to think about. Yeah, I think Amarazi's. Yeah, I think Echo's starting to understand more about who Amarazi really is than he probably even thought he understood before. Yeah, his eyes are starting to open a little bit more as to what his nature might really be. So that's good.
So as you guys wake up, there's breakfast served for each of you. Bacon, eggs, a little bit of sausage, some fruit, and for Tester Dinner Day, an entire fruit salad with a side of syrup.
Huzzah! The little lizard climbs out from the edge of his shell and proceeds to have little pieces of fruit dipped in syrup, which is about 50% syrup by volume, while Testadene enjoys the fruit salad.
Okay. You each gain the benefits of a long rest. Go ahead and hit the long rest button and let's go ahead and confirm that.
Yay! Pretty sure I was
As you
fine,
wake
but
up in the city of Karth. What would you like to do?
You guys want to
Yeah.
go right after breakfast?
Yeah, that's fine. My head hurts again.
why do you drink if it's going to cause you misery, Aimer?
It's fun. It was fun last night.
And
Ricard, while he's munching on something, will kind of like wander back into the kitchen. And he'll like talk to the cooks and servers and be like, "What do you guys do with the leftovers and the scraps?"
We usually give it to the people of the town. The poor can come to the back door and eat. At least that's what Lord Feng had us do with it. We could dispose of it if you so choose, sir.
Oh, keep doing what you're doing.
God, oh man, that touches a nerve, Eric. Oh man, like just the people who like have perfectly good food and they demand that it be thrown away rather than just like there are people who they can
Yeah.
literally give it to. Oh, that makes no. So in my job I deal with a lot of criminal trespasses and oh god, that
Right.
makes me angry.
Mhm.
Sorry, pet peeve of mine.
I understand.
That's why I wanted to make sure it was being put to use.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
glad Fang wasn't like he seems like a pretty good guy. All things
Right.
considered.
He knew how to rule a city with both fear and compassion.
Yeah.
He knew how to keep people in check and manipulate them to his will. And he
Yeah, very-
held a city without revolt for hundreds of years. And so, yeah, you don't do that by pissing people off.
Well, what is it? Was it Machiavelli? It's like 9 parts love, 1 part fear.
Yeah.
Is that him? I forget which. I
I
forget
believe
which philosopher it was.
Anyway, so what would you guys like to do this morning? You've dealt with the food issue.
I think right after breakfast, I'll take Rose's statue from the Plaza of the Gods,
Okay.
and we'll cast teleport, and we'll see if we can't get there.
All right, so you're casting it on using the associated object that you were given. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, the Stone of Chronicles. This Stone of Chronicles is shaped like a monk meditating in the lotus position. It contains its own history as well as a history of Rose, excluding top secret house business.
All right, so we're going to use that. So I have to go and get something real quick here because I did not expect us to use that. But we will. That's perfectly fine. All right, so here we go. So as you use this object to teleport, okay, you will end up in a place you did not expect. You end up in front of a stone cliff face. However, all around you there is nothing except for this stone cliff face. In all directions there is darkness, and all you see is this.
Where the fuck are we?
What is that?
Is this when we came in? I remember right. It was like a door. We had to do something to get in. I want to say.
No, this
You've
is
never
not.
seen this before.
No, the door we entered was like a little temple, and it had that little earth, wind, fire, water puzzle.
Did we throw in Captain Planet?
The stone that you have matches the stone of this cliff face.
I mean, I got this stone from the ruined temple that belonged to that dragon who apparently was the first god. We don't know. I don't know who he was or who he is. Who left Toivoa in disgust for some reason.
He didn't want to be worshipped.
That's it. I don't know what was going
Is
on.
this is this a door mechanism? Is this a lock of some kind?
It looks like a lock of some kind. It keeps shifting, though. The metal structure of it twists and turns, phases in and out, pieces appear and disappear.
And-
Does the stone go in there, Rose? Does it look like it fit in there?
I mean, it's a little monk statue. So I mean, is this one of those things where you stick your arm in and then it rips all the flesh off of your arm and then you pull it out?
You don't see any opening large enough for your arm.
Is it large enough for the little statue?
The little statue would cover the center of it.
I mean, she'll experimentally put the little statuette like in that little slot thing.
Okay.
I
I
mean,
need you to roll 1d100.
oh no,
Or be
scary.
disintegrated.
1d100.
Yep.
12.
So a 12. Awesome. So a 12. The stone begins displaying an image next to you, and you can see that it's coming from the little statue of a monk. And the image appears life-size next to you and is of Sweet August Rose fighting.
Is
You
this
can't see what
recently?
she's fighting,
Oh, okay.
but she is fighting something.
Is she, well, I can see what she's wearing. Is it the armor I'm wearing now, or was it the clothes she was wearing
You've
back in the
never
day?
seen these clothes before.
Oh, so it's not a memory.
Is it a vision of the future, maybe?
Well, like, is she wearing like, what weapon is she fighting with, her fists or a weapon?
At the moment she's fighting with her fists, her hands are bloodied and her feet are cut and sliced.
And it's me. It's Rose as an adult, like not as a
Older than
child.
you are now.
Oh, older. I mean, how could she tell? Like,
True,
yeah.
but the equipment appears to be very worn, and appears that she is very tired and nearing a point of exhaustion. As she continuously fights some unseen foe. Martial arts display from someone else's perspective.
Fascinating. This hasn't happened yet. So it's either the future or it's just some sort of illusion. She says to the others,
You still have a hold of the statue if you wish to remove it.
oh yeah, she'll let go of the statue.
It will
And
fall
just
if you don't hold on to it.
Oh, it will? Okay. So she'll take back the statue.
The image fades.
Yeah, maybe one of you should try touching it.
Everyone's like, well, I haven't done something dumber than that in a while. And so he did, like, do I need to put the statue in?
Well,
Or do I
try putting your finger or your hand in.
Amber looks at his hands. He's like, you know, these are worth a lot of money, right?
Don't worry, Testu can grow it back.
You know. Amber sighs and he puts his finger in.
Rose has no idea if Testu can grow up.
All right. I need you to roll 1d2.
Might regrow his sense of morality.
All right, thank you. And then 1d100. All right. So as you withdraw your finger, you put your finger in, you feel your finger get cold. Very cold. Do you wish to withdraw your finger?
Like, how cold are we talking? Like, I dipped it in ice water, or like
Canned air turned upside down.
Ooh, that stings.
does sting? Amer will withdraw his finger because that's just the way he is.
Your fingernail has withdrawn up to the cuticle, and your skin is softer, and your finger is younger than the rest of your hand.
I can just hear Amer unzipping.
He has like a little baby finger.
It has
Sorry.
It has gained back 8 years of time.
Oh, so you don't have a nail anymore. Ouch.
I think it would grow back. It didn't. Just feels really weird. I don't know. What is this? It's like now.
Well, the stone I pulled was right next to the Temple of Zarud.
You know, I think Temple of Zerda has anything to do with this?
I mean, it looks like time stuff. I don't know. I'm not a cleric.
I mean, you were asking the question of what makes something from somewhere, and that means you broke it. Magic isn't to be questioned like that. It tends to have a sarcastic sense of humor.
Well, that's unfortunately. I seek the truth. So, you know what? She is going to experimentally put her finger in there just without the statue to see if the projection comes back.
Let's please roll 1d2.
Roll 1d2.
And then 1d100.
Roll 1d100.
Your finger de-ages by 15 years. You also lose
Ow.
your fingernail.
Ow. That hurts, but like, is there any projection?
It is no longer as coordinated as it is now. Or as it had been.
I can no longer make +6 attacks with this finger. Like, you know when monks do the thing where they beat someone with one finger? I can't do it with this one finger. The other 9, I can.
Exactly. No, this finger is now 15 years younger than the rest of your hand.
How big is this entry, by the way? How big is the
entry? The little hole there, probably
Yeah.
about 2 inches.
Okay.
Oh, so it's really small. Okay.
They would like to examine the carvings and such and see if there's anything religious about it, or if this is arcane and nature.
Yeah,
Sure.
I was going to do the same thing.
Cool. Please roll your religion check. Test your DNA.
Could have done that before we started sticking our fingers in
Oh
it.
yeah, could have.
I mean, you gotta let kids fall out of the tree so that they don't fall off a cliff.
You know,
And he's gonna rub his head for guidance.
Okay.
Sometimes you just gotta do things for funsies. You can't always be like, "Look at me, I'm the skill monkey. I can figure this out." No, you know, you gotta
Test your
just have a
DNA.
little fun.
This does not appear to be associated with any religion that you are familiar with.
Echo's going to check it for ruins or glyphs to see if he can identify what it might
Sure.
be.
Please roll your Arcana check. All right. And I know for a fact that that's not your enchanting roll. So with a 31, sir, you have heard of a very ancient place called the Chrononacrum that exists between time and reality and spans the planes. You stand at the door to the Chrononacrum, but have no key. You have returned to where the Stone of Chronicles was made from, as the stone is actually from the face of this cliff.
So this is where they got the building materials for the Plaza of the Gods?
No, for the Stone of Chronicles.
Well, I got the stone from it was in the rubble of that building, so
Right,
like,
but the Stone of Chronicles is made from this cliff face.
I assume the rubble I got was from the building that was smashed.
That was an assumption.
Oh, yeah, it was an assumption. Huh. Out of all the rocks I picked up the one that was different. Oh, that's fate. She looks at Echo hasn't explained any of this, so she
Well, it's
doesn't know.
better to pick up a rock than get picked up by a rock.
Is good grief.
I love the time bomb ones.
So, what was the name of it that you said?
The Chrononacrum, and I will type that in chat for you here.
Chrononacrum. Echo's going to use Wish to cast Legend Lore on the Chrononacrum.
Ooh. Well,
Yes.
awesome. So the Chrononacrum is a place where time confluxes, both future, past, potential futures, and potential pasts all exist within. Within, there is a constant war between various forces looking to have control over time. The Chrononacrum is locked and sealed, and in order to gain entry, you must collect the 3 Chrononacrum keys. That each one controls an aspect of time: the past, the present, or the future. Combined, you will be teleported here to the Chrononacrum gate. If you have all 3 keys and have them combined, you can insert them into the lock that is ever changing and unlock the door and enter the time stream itself, where time loops endlessly. It's easy to get lost in the Chrononacrum, and very few have ever escaped. However, legend tells of a group of adventurers who recently defeated an arch-time dragon named Zarud. The group was led by one Sea-Toad Coin, as he assisted the Archfey of Time, Silas, in escaping from the Chrononacrum and regaining his seat over the Blue Palace. Sea-Toad Coin and his associates are the only people, as far as legend tells, that have successfully navigated the Chrononacrum and escaped it.
Okay. Yeah, Echo will relay this to the rest of the group.
Huh. So does have to do with Zarud. I knew it.
I gotta be the Sea-Toad coin guy.
He's just a frog, man.
He's a
No.
frog man.
Frogman.
Aren't they called grungs?
Yeah, probably.
Huh. I mean,
I mean, this is a really cool place. I'd like to study it.
we
But I
can't
don't
get
know
in
that we're-
unless we have those keys, right? So, I mean, admittedly, she looks around. So everything like outside of this entrance is just an endless
You
void
see
of
a
black.
black void. Would you like to try to walk away?
No,
Okay.
I'm fine. Rose just looks at. Admittedly, like this is actually it seems like a pretty good hideout. If we ever need to lay low, this seems like a pretty good place to do it.
I don't know. If you think the hangovers were bad, imagine the headaches you get from temporal shenanigans.
Well, we don't go in there because I don't think we can. But like, if we just here, I mean, how many people could follow us here? I guess whoever has the keys.
I mean, at this point, do we even know if we can follow ourselves here?
I mean, it's just apparently it's just using this. She gestures at the the stone.
Are we
Yeah,
on the
just be glad we
promaterial
didn't wind
plane? Do
up
we even
inside
know
a
if we're on
mountain.
the promaterial? Are we on the promaterial plane?
With
Does
your
it look like
Arcana
a
check,
material plane?
with your Arcana check, the Chrononacrum exists across the planes. It's kind of a chronal bridge.
Okay.
As opposed to being on a specific plane, you can get here from pretty much any plane,
Okay.
which is why it's so dangerous.
I wonder what happened if I astrally project here.
I was thinking the same thing.
I don't break reality. I like reality. It's where all my stuff is.
Yeah. That being well, I wonder if I could use this place as a stepping stone to get to other planes easily, but that's something for later. I mean, I don't think there's really anything we can do here. So unless you want to take a nap, I suggest we try to get back to the Plaza of the Gods.
Can we leave?
I'm hoping.
We can try.
I'm hoping. Well,
Yeah.
does teleport take you to other planes?
No,
No.
it doesn't. Yeah, so that's why I asked if we're still in the premature point.
Well, test 2, I suppose, is going to have to open a gate.
Nope. I have word of recall. I
Does
will
that
just.
take you to other? Let's see.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys return to the Von Karth estate?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we go to the Von Karth estate. Awesome. So we go to the Von Karth estate.
Yeah, I was worried about the Plaza of the Gods. I thought this might be harder than we thought.
Pow.
Okay.
And we're back. And are there any servants around?
Yes,
I'll quickly ask one. What's the date?
they will answer you that it is Tuesday, and they just saw you this morning, or saw you yesterday.
Okay,
Yep.
just checking.
Yep.
Thank you. She says.
Okay.
I mean, you gotta think like
will-
in this world, it's not that uncommon a thing for someone to put on a fake beard and run around going, "Please tell me what year is it?"
Right.
Let's see. Well, so that didn't work. Looks like I was right to question where things are from.
Well, I
But
guess-
you've been there. You could try just taking us directly there, without an object. I mean,
yeah,
how many
so-
places are like the Plaza of the Gods?
Yeah, Echo
Nope.
will drink.
No places like it.
Echo will
Wind up
drink
in a shopping mall somewhere.
Go ahead, Echo. Go ahead.
Yeah, drink a potion of advantage.
Interesting. Okay.
All right. He'll take out the Eye of Kydra,
Okay.
I drank one.
and he
earlier.
is going to scry on the Plaza of the Gods.
Ooh.
I only have 3 left. Ugh.
I have Kydrin crying on the Plaza of the Gods. All right. Interesting. Wow. That is an interesting thing to do. I have to go and read the Eye of Kydrin again. One moment.
Yeah,
I always love it when we give Eric something to think about.
Hold on. First up, does anyone have inspiration for Echo before he goes dumb?
I do.
yeah. I was about to say I'm about to go stupid. Anyway.
Oh no, that was going to be bad. I don't need to pull this up.
There we go.
Okay.
I will give Echo my inspiration.
Okay. Because inspiration would only be the first roll. You don't roll.
Yeah,
with
you don't
advantage.
re-roll advantage, so you rolled a 12.
So you rolled the 12. So would you like to roll again, sir?
I don't have
Yes.
anything else to give.
No, I can't use this. I can't use a spell slot for it.
No,
Okay.
it's just a save, I think.
So another-
Aimer does not have inspiration right now. I don't remember who I gave it to, but yeah, someone.
Oh, Ricard does if you need it.
okay.
Aw, I was kind of
I
hoping.
have greater restoration.
Well, we need a diamond. Do you have the diamond for it?
My Coatl can cast it once a day.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Yeah. No, Echo's just missed it. He's
All
never
right.
missed it like that before.
No.
Oof.
So the Eye of
We're making lots of
Kydrin
great decisions today, aren't we?
strikes.
Yeah. And I can post it. Hold on a second. I'll post the link to it.
You've been granted inspiration by Cyrillin. If you would like to
Aw.
re-roll that.
Thank you, Sir Lynn.
4th time's a charm. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. You know, sometimes Cyril, I'm sorry, but sometimes the dice just have a story to
They
tell.
just
and
want
you
to
just
tell a
have to
story
follow
tonight,
it.
guys.
Yeah, you just have to follow it.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
Echo.
I'll post the eye.
Okay. Yeah, I got it here.
Yeah, but there are people who.
There we go. And I will.
There we go. Yep.
I will post that in the Twitch chat for those who are there. There we go. All right. So your intelligence is 0.
Good.
So,
Right, we've got 2 aimers.
Yeah, so I imagine Echo just kind of like seizes up and then just kind of starts drooling and falls over.
All right, Echo, you have
Pulls out his smartphone.
no intelligence.
Huh.
Yeah.
The moment
Okay.
Aimer sees that, you see him reach into his bag and grab the chalk.
Oh, yep. That's the
Tessidine just
punishment.
gives a long,
Listen.
drawn out sigh, and has a quick conversation telepathically with someone, and the little lizard climbs up on top of his head. Tessidine holds out his hand, all pedestal-like, as the lizard is gracefully brought before the twitching and drooling Echo, And the little lizard darts out its tongue and smacks Echo in his left eyeball and casts Greater Restoration.
Okay. Cool.
Echo says, I think I bit my tongue.
As you look
What-
over, Amor has not had time to draw upon you.
You see him
What?
looking at you with charcoal in his hand, though.
Absolutely.
Well, that's the first time that happened. What happened?
You went blind, deaf, and dumb, or whatever the heck happens when you don't use the eye right. I don't know. I've never tried it.
It feels kind of good, right?
Yeah, we knew that.
You suffered
Oh,
an
that's right, it did.
ironic punishment.
That's right. It happened to you before. Well, I don't think we're going anywhere today, guys.
Well, I mean, I
Maybe-
think it
Maybe
'Cause
we're
it
going to
did-
have
it
to
did-
go the traditional way.
it didn't activate, so you can try again. I think. Hold on. Does it go dark?
It should go dark. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you can use it today.
No.
I mean, do
Yeah,
you,
but
do you
may,
really?
may I suggest that after the number of shenanigans in a row we've just faced, we call it a day, go to bed. Let's
What?
go get a nice dinner. Let's
It's
not push
even,
our
it's
luck.
not even noon yet.
Day drinking? No.
Oh, you guys
No?
are giving up way too easy.
How about we go get a nice guided tour of the city?
Well,
Yeah.
Rose, I know. I mean, I just don't have it in me to think. I mean, as far as magical energy, period. I mean, we're not teleporting there. I mean, do we want to travel traditionally? But
I mean, it'll take weeks to get there.
Not
We have
really.
to cross the sea, find a port. Because keep in mind, Shua is not really accepting ships right now. And then we have to travel to Asatoro, which is in the center of Shu. I mean, that's a pretty long walk.
I may be wanted there too. Remember?
Yeah,
I'm
there's
sure.
also the possible murder. I don't think anyone linked. Well, who knows? But I mean, that is a pretty long distance to travel conventionally. I mean, I don't mind. We've traveled longer distances, but we have become rather spoiled by being able to teleport everywhere.
We're also kind of
Okay.
on a little bit more of a time crunch than wasting 3 weeks.
yep. I might be able to do it tomorrow, but I mean, there's no way I'm getting us anywhere today. I mean,
I
I
suppose
just blew it.
it happens to the best of us.
Yeah, we can try again tomorrow, but we're not going anywhere today.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So my proposed activity for today is let's head into town and get a nice guided tour. After all, we've got Ricard, leader of the city, with us. Surely seeing more corners of his new domain and finding what fancy restaurants are there would certainly be an appropriate use of our time.
Roll an insight
fancy
check,
restaurant?
please. Test your dinner day. With a 21, sir. There's a simulacrum of Ricard currently at the palace. If he's seen in 2 places, it'll throw some suspicion.
Ah, darn. Well, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy the gardens here.
Yeah.
And
I mean-
you know what? I'm gonna play with Gordo a bit, throw some sticks.
Absolutely.
Ricard's going to use his ring of telepathy to ask his mother if we have any kind of teleportation services in Garth.
She is going to tell you, you just left. Why did you fail, or what's going on? Are you okay?
I mean, we went to some kind of like time bridge. I don't know what they were talking about, but yeah, we ended up back at the estate.
Perhaps it would be best if you stay there and rest.
Yeah.
I'm sure your friends are quite powerful. And besides, I don't think you would like the people in charge of the teleportation place here.
Why is that?
Well, I'm not exactly comfortable with us making deals with fiends.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'll keep that in mind. Thanks.
You guys can play with Gordito.
Yep.
Spend the entire day here.
I mean, he is.
Oh.
Yeah, he is a corgi. He does need a lot of exercise. So,
Absolutely does.
Mhm.
yeah.
All right. Nothing
And-
bad
and-
happens
and-
today.
Nothing
If your
bad happens
insight's
today.
over a 10, you could tell that Tessa Dinade is maybe a bit incentivized to put off going to Plaza of the Gods for a legitimate reason.
So, other than the mishaps that have happened so far, you guys are able to take your long rest tonight and get rejuvenated. So, would you like to attempt to go to the Plaza of the Gods a second time the next day?
Why not?
Yeah, and I think we've got a different mode of, we got a different way of doing it this way,
Okay.
this time.
How would we like to do
Mhm.
this?
Okay, Rose, I'm going to cast telepathy on the group for the spell. I'm going to use my wish, before 8 a.m. again,
Yeah.
and cast telepathy on the group.
Okay.
Uh,
And you want me
then
to use the eye?
you use the eye of Hydra. I can see through your eyes, and then I can try to teleport us to a location that we can see.
Sure thing. I suppose you want me just to avoid any chance of me also being zapped to also take a potion of advantage.
Yeah.
It'd be more fun if I didn't, but I suppose I am running a little low.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I've still got a couple.
I will drink one, so that I'm down to 2 now. Out of all, I think I had 15 originally. So I will.
You might have a problem with potion of advantage. You know,
These things are amazing. I mean, I'm glad you introduced me to them, Aimer.
I still have 17.
They're addictive.
They're,
Yep, they really are.
yeah, they're 50. I mean, it's 50 gold. I mean, that's 2 months of work for an average person. But she will touch the eye,
Okay, your wisdom saving
And-
throw.
and my rolls aren't working still because Firefox hasn't updated.
Firefox. So
Thanks to
nice.
Lumi's wonderful contribution, they haven't accepted it yet. So, I will have to roll manually.
Okay.
Roll 1d20 or 2d20 plus no, is it 12?
Just roll
Yes.
1d20 plus 12 and do it
Yeah, 12.
twice. Alright, so with the 21 and 28, you will succeed. And you look upon the Plaza of the Gods. Alright,
Yeah, she says Plaza of the Gods.
cool. And you will see it. Do you transmit it through your mind through
Oh
telepathy?
yeah, she shows the plaza. I imagine it's that center place where we fell the first time, like
Yes.
the
Mhm.
So she is going to show that to the others. I mean, well, yeah, I'll let you describe what it looks like for the 2 people who haven't
Sure.
been there.
For those who haven't been there, this is what you see in your mind's eye.
This place was so cool.
In all directions, you see long streets with large buildings. Silent.
Did you update this picture? Or is this the same one?
It's the same one.
And Echo cast teleportation.
Awesome. So you cast teleportation to the Plaza of the Gods.
Yep.
Cool.
And
You can see
if
it?
I'm looking at the location, it's
Yep.
supposed to be the same as having an associated object. I
Indeed.
just don't know if we'll actually get there.
Right. Technically, this is seen casually, but perfectly
Yeah.
fine. We're going to ask you for a religion check to force your way into a divine space. Otherwise, you'll end up close by.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we're probably going to end up close by, guys.
That's fine. That sounds more fun, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah!
With the 2.
Yay!
All right. So, Echo Rex, you will find yourselves out
In the Plaza of the Dogs?
In the Plaza of the Dogs. Oh, that's
All
such a
hail
good
Gordo.
one. You can take
Yeah.
inspiration for that one.
The
Hell
Gordo
yeah.
plane.
Yeah, the Gordo plane. As you guys find yourselves here.
Oh hey, I remember this place.
All right. And I think that that's a perfect place for us to end for tonight. as you guys stand before a door that some of you recognize and others don't. And laying before it, there's a stone tablet. We'll have to figure out what that is.
Oh, this again.
I'm kind of tempted to let Ricker try to figure it out on his. Well,
I
I
think
already
so,
explained
too.
it. So
Hey, hold on. Do you think my hat's still here?
you're what?
My hat.
Your hat
You-
is
you
not
sold-
here.
You sold that hat.
Did I sell that hat?
You
sold
sold.
the hat.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see if the corpse of that Drake is still there. Probably just bones by now.
Yep. All right. Well, that's where we're going to end for tonight. We'll come back next week for the next episode of the Spirits End Fellowship.